1998, Nagano and Mike Harris and his team stood second, silver medalists. Now, in his first appearance at the Brier, he's in position to get to the playoffs. Nova Scotia's Mark Dacey has been a champion before. He won the Canadian Mixed a couple of years ago. Last year, he lost the Brier final. Now he wants to make his big mark. Hello, Canada, and welcome back to Sask Place in our continuing coverage of this Nokia Brier, and it's a key matchup, no doubt. These two teams are very much in contention for the 4 playoff spots, and when you look at them, Linda, they do appear to be quite similar, Ontario and Nova Scotia.
Very similar. If you look at the overall shooting percentages, they're playing about the same. Points scored per game, about the same. But if you go below that, if you look at the matchups at each position, you will find a difference, and that's at third. John Bass versus Bruce Lonis of Nova Scotia. Overall, again, shooting percentages are similar, but Bruce Lonis has that superior plus-minus. He's played better against the opposing third. The other difference is John Bass is playing a lot more hits. And so setting up the skips is much different. And if you look another layer down, Mike Harris is struggling with draw weight. So a lot of those things may show up in this game.
Yeah, so it is Mike Harris against Mark Dacey as we join Ray.
So Mark Dacey's got himself in a pretty good position, but a big game tonight. Mark, let's talk just briefly about the fact that maybe earlier in the year you were struggling a bit. You seem to have it going.
Yeah, we're, you know, the team this whole week has been playing great. I haven't been finishing a lot of our ends off, and, you know, the struggles continued again this morning where we had a chance to really put some pressure on Northern Ontario, and I missed an easy shot in the 5th end. And, but, you know, I played a better second half, and I just feel like, you know, if I can really pick it up a notch, we're gonna really get rolling.
And there's kind of an interesting situation here right now because Bruce Cordy is struggling a little bit, and you are a Saskatchewan boy from way back, now, of course, living in Halifax and Nova Scotia and representing them. But I think maybe the fans may pick up on that, and you could become the favorite here.
Well, there's a lot of talk about that early in the week before the event started, that, you know, we were sort of like a second home team. And, you know, I certainly would like to see Bruce's team succeed. They're a great bunch of guys, and it's always good to see the home team do well, especially going into the playoffs. But, you know, if we're the adopted son, then we'll take that role as well.
I'd like to ask you a little bit. We saw a little frost creep in today with the nice warm weather outside. And your game, your style, you like to throw the big weight. You can throw the big weight. So the ice, how do you feel about it?
Well, the frost is certainly there visually, but it doesn't really seem to have an impact on the weight. So when you're sitting in the hack and you look at it, you think, wow, I got to throw a little more out there but, you know, you just don't have to. You can really get through it pretty easily. But no question, it's creeping in, and it's having a little impact on the consistency of the stones going down. They're reacting a little different each time.
Mark, thanks very much. Good luck tonight. Mark Dacey, Mike Harris. This will be a good one.
No doubt. Ontario 4-2. Nova Scotia 5-1. It's draw 11. The Nokia Brier on TSN.
The 2004 Nokia Brier on TSN is brought to you by Ford, built for life in Canada. By Karcher, you'll look for things to clean. And by Nokia, official wireless phone of the Season of Champions.
They say football is a game of inches. I wish we had inches. The Scott Tournament of Hearts, proud sponsor of women's curling for 23 years.
Oh, when you're smiling, yeah, when you're smiling, the whole world, it smiles with you.
Smiles, crispy outside, mashed potato inside. From McCain. The
stage is set for another battle.
From Europe they'll be coming to win the battle at the hat. But you know the North Americans will have no part of that.
Get ready, curling fans.
The score right now is one apiece. There's no letting down. Competition will be fierce in old Medicine Town.
Continental Cup 2004. This is the grudge match for all the bragging rights. Get your tickets now and wait for the rocks to start flying in November.
So you want your dear old Uncle Angus to lend you $200 till next payday. Well, let me tell you, in my day, we'd break our backs, swept chimneys, cutting fish. Your father and I smashed rocks, milk goat 25 hours a day. Pinched every penny, 'cause the world judges a man by the size of his sporran.
Need cash before payday? It's cheaper than you think. And now Money Mart also offers same-day tax refunds in cash with Easy Tax.
The world's largest hotel chain is almost anywhere you want to go. The world's largest hotel chain tucks you in around the globe. With over 4,000 hotels in over 80 countries, the world's largest hotel chain is Best Western, inviting you to get a good night's sleep. Best Western, the world's largest hotel chain. Call 1-800-WESTERN or visit bestwestern.com.
It's been restyled inside and out. But don't let the new look fool you. The 2005 Ford Escape can get you out of the city. Can you get the city out of you? The new 2005 Ford Escape, Canada's #1 selling compact SUV, just got better.
Sask Place, Saskatoon, the Nokia Brier here on TSN. Tuesday night, draw 11. 4 sheets in play, and here are the games on the ice. Russ Howard coming off a loss to Alberta will play so far winless. Brian Wozni from Whitehorse. 5 losses we believed already to be too many. Newfoundland and Labrador, Brad Gushu, he's among the contenders at 5-1. That's our feature, Ontario, Nova Scotia. And Quebec, Lafleur will try to rebound after losing this afternoon and try to stay at 4 losses. Manitoba's Scales from Swan River. Alberta, BC, Saskatchewan, Northern Ontario, they are the teams with the byes. It is warm here, about a +4 today. So it means that the ice makers, in particular the head ice maker Hans Vutrick, Eric Montfort, have had to do some different things. Let's read the ice now, brought to you by Ford, built for life in Canada. Here's Ray.
They have, Victor. You know, it can rain during the Masters, and at the Brier, sometimes we get frost, and frost will creep in, and we'll watch it closely tonight as you'll see it move in towards the center. So most of your play will be in this area here. Stay inside the 8-foot. Brushing becomes absolutely imperative because you can carry the rock a long way. The other thing you must be careful with, be careful when you're throwing away, because yes, sir, they run straight. Harris likes rocks in play, and Dacey knows how to move them.
It will be Ontario with the Redstones. That means they have the hammer in the first end of play. So Nova Scotia to play yellow, and to get us going, the Nova Scotia lead is Andrew Gibson.
Andrew Gibson has been very good. When I talk about plus-minus, where you get a plus if you outscore the opposing lead, second, third, or skip in the game, Andrew's been very good in those matchups so far. So he and his third have won those battles to date.
Well, we've watched Mike Harris a little bit this week, and he does like to put a lot of rocks in play, Vic. We saw a number of ends and our updates and things where he's had a lot of rocks in play. And we do know from our past coverages and having watched Mark Dacey over a lot of years that he knows how to move those rocks around. He loves to throw the big weight. Sometimes I think he throws it a little too much, goes to the well a little too often. But 2 very strong teams, and 2 teams that are on a pretty good roll here at this year's Brier.
Absolutely. When you would think about it, Mark Dacey, we know his reputation, as you say, having lost the championship last year. Mike Harris, a little bit of a different story.
Throw that much guard. Line's good.
We knew about the silver medal, but
tight guard, line's good.
He'd been away from the game for a couple of years, had some back problems.
Gotta go.
And truly, Vic, it's a brand new team from that year. And you look at the matchups. I mentioned how well Andrew Gibson had been playing, but you look at Trevor Wall in his first Brier, and he's right up with the leaders. He's second amongst the leads, as a matter of fact, at 92%. He's had a 100% game already. So that's just tremendous for your first Brier.
And we had the opportunity to watch his wife, Kirsten, play in Red Deer, and she as well played very, very well. Very well.
Getting better, yep.
Playing third for Sherry Madaw.
Room. Whoa, again. Whoa.
Really nice to see John Bass make it to a Brier. John has been around for a long time. I think won the World Junior, I think it was 83.
83.
And has, you know, fought hard to try and get to a Brier, and finally to make it. Great to see John here, and he is performing well, Linda. Well, here we go.
With the evening draw, the building's been warm all day. It's a little hard to judge at first. The curl, it holds a little bit at the beginning of the game, and with these tap back weights, it's sometimes hard to judge how much curl you will get.
I thought Mark made a great comment in the interview I did with him when he said, you know, you sit in the hack and you see the frost, and it looks like it's going to and should affect the weight. Now, we know that it can a little bit, but he said, really, you can play right through it. It was an interesting comment.
What do you got?
It does hurt a little bit when you start putting that broom down sometimes. When you get outside the 8-foot, or middle of the 8-foot.
Normal.
And it definitely did impact on the curl in the afternoon draw. We saw that on the very wide shots. It drags the curl off. The stone just sort of glides along, doesn't really curl. And again, it's hard to put down the broom.
Hard.
For Phil Lovenmark, his third Brier, having appeared twice for Northern Ontario. Curling with the late Scott Patterson. Tried the angle double, moves it far enough to lie shot. Ontario with the hammer here in the first. Rob Harris played with Mark when they won that Canadian mix a couple of years ago.
No. Okay.
Definitely a little spot there. Doesn't want to move at the moment. Now, of course, remember, as the pebble breaks down during the game, the curl changes. It's broken down a little bit from practice, but it will continue to change as the game goes along. Definitely a little straighter spot.
Well, for those viewers, Linda, that have been with us throughout the weekend and at this Brier, and well, if they could think back to a game they may have watched, there was quite a bit of movement and late finish. And today, there is no question the ice is much straighter than it was yesterday, for example, and even more so than it was on Sunday. Today, what's today, Tuesday?
It is Tuesday.
Monday, so Sunday, yeah, okay.
Day 4.
The days do kind of run together.
They do. They do for the curlers too, Linda, don't they? I mean, they just...
You almost go by what draw it is. We're now into draw 11, and sometimes that's a better marker for you than the day of the week.
Hard! 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 Right up! Okay.
Thought he might get to jump it behind that guard covering the edge of the 8, but didn't. So does the frost affect ice times too?
Well, it does a little bit, Vic, and we can talk about those times measuring between the hog lines, and they are brought to you by Karcher. Hits are about 9. You might see a peel at 7 seconds, hack 11.5 draws, around 14. And the reason I say around, that frost does kill the weight a little bit, but it's Mike Harris that's been struggling with the speed, and that's unusual because, as Ray mentioned, Mike likes to put rocks in play and often must draw to save an end, and he has struggled.
Nice little roll. Rolled out in the open, unfortunately. Would like to have stuck it in behind that corner guard. Mike Harris with the hammer. to pick up a deuce if he could.
Normal up.
So, Vic, one of the things you'll see if they are playing wide on the sheet where there might be frost as the game progresses is they'll close the broom and up the weight. That's to try and take the inconsistency that might be out there out of the equation.
Whoa! Yep, hard! Hard! Whoa, hard! Whoa!
Great roll.
All right.
I'll tell you, this Dacey team played so well in that final last year against Randy Furby, especially those first 5 ends. And we said this earlier in the week, but it's worth saying again. I can tell you, if Bruce Lonas doesn't make some, David Nevin doesn't make some great shots in that first 5 ends, they go on, because Bruce Lonas made some unbelievable run-backs, and they just curled so well. And it's nice, and also interesting was Mark's comment. He said, I have to get it going. So obviously he feels that the team has certainly stepped it up, and he just has to get it going himself.
So here is John Bass, former Canadian junior, world junior champion, who for years tried to, well, skipped his own team. There's the roll. Over on the corner. No, just into the open. But you're right, there's a lot of good feeling around Southern Ontario in particular for John Bass finally making it to a Brier.
We had last year the same kind of story with Bob Genion, who made it to the Brier last year, and in Halifax with John Bubbs. Bobby had struggled hard to get to a Brier his whole life and finally got there, so another nice warm feeling as well. And John's story is he didn't have to wait as long as Bob, but a nice story. And also they're right in contention here. That's
real hard. Real hard! Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Skip Stone's here in one.
Yeah! Right up! Whoa!
Now jump it back the other way. Yeah, it took a quarter turn, if that. Ontario with the hammer, playing Red Stones. Mike Harris in his first Brier appearance.
It certainly was a great thrill. We've, we worked pretty hard the last couple of years. I had 2 years away from the game, but as I said, now that we're here, we're really happy to be here, and we want to. It's not good enough just to get here now. We want to make sure we can play well again, and while we're here, we may as well have a chance to win it.
And they certainly do, as they come in with a record of 4-2.
Well, I mean, that Mike can win. Sure, he struggled maybe in provincials for, I think, 3 or 4 finals in the days of Eddie and Ross Howard, who is here again with New Brunswick. But we saw him at the Olympic trials win his way to the Olympic Games, and then unfortunately played great in Karizawa. I was there, and in Nagano and during the Olympics, and felt my heart bled for him in the final. He was so deathly ill.
Yeah, he had the flu. Interestingly enough, he beat 2 of his former silver medalist mates. And they currently playing now with Glenn Howard. And that's who they beat in the final to get here.
A little roll is hard for Mark because he would jam it if he tried to get a big roll.
Get it out is what Mark wants to do.
Be nice to sit 2.
Whoa! 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 Yeah! Yes! Hard! Yes! Hard! Right up! Roll, Rob! Hard! Roll it!
He didn't get either. He could have either sat 2 or gotten a big roll over and tried to get behind cover, and it's right in between.
Yeah, great roll.
So now Ontario and Harris will play for the blank.
Yeah.
It's the time of the week when the shuffling starts, and you look at the numbers and the records. And earlier I said 5 is too many, we believe.
Well, just one moment. You said 4,
well, no,
more.
5, yeah, 4. 5 is definitely in.
Vic, I mean, you're
waffling, yes.
Yes.
But 5 certainly, I would think, it's just the way the split is. And we'll take a look at the standings a little later and show you just There's a separation between teams now. And there's the blank for Ontario here in the first.
Hey folks, Blake Price in the Sports Center newsroom. The Vancouver Police are investigating Todd Bertuzzi's punch that left Colorado rookie Steve Moore with a fractured neck last night at GM Place. Moore remains in hospital while Bertuzzi has been suspended indefinitely pending a hearing tomorrow morning in Toronto. Exams revealed Moore sustained a concussion and a fractured neck and is out for the remainder of the season. In anticipation of a long suspension, the Canucks pulled off 2 deals before the trade deadline, picking up Jeff Sanderson from Columbus, also snapping up Martin Rudzinski from the New York Rangers. The Maple Leafs, of course, busy. They always are. Landed Ron Francis from Carolina. Francis is the 4th all-time leading scorer. Toronto will be the 4th stop for the 41-year-old. The Senators also staying busy, acquired defenseman Greg DeVries from the Rangers for Kyle Rakunik and a prospect, Alexander Giroux. Lots more trades to tell you about, 20, in fact, on the day. For all the trades, log on to tsn.ca. Back to the break after this.
The new job is connected to the mortgage.
The mortgage is connected to the market.
The market is connected to the summer home.
And the summer home is connected to the estate plan.
The estate plan's connected to the grandson.
Talk to an advisor from Scotia McLeod. We take a more complete look at your life for a more complete financial strategy.
Quanto è bello, io tanto sentimento come tua che tiene in mente.
McCain International Thin Crust Pizza. Taste being there.
When you drive, it pays to see what's ahead. That's why you need new wiper blades from ANCO. In bad weather, ANCO's exclusive design scoops water up and clears it away. That's one reason more drivers trust ANCO than any other brand. See, there is a difference. ANCO, the clearest choice in wiper blades.
The new phones from Nokia, the world's #1 maker of wireless phones. They put a new spin on everything you do. Nokia, connecting people.
Let's begin our updates in this 11th draw with New Brunswick. Russ Howard at 4-2 against the team from the Yukon Northwest Territories, Brian Wozni from Whitehorse.
After you drop a game, Vic, as Russ Howard did in the afternoon, it's kind of nice to have the hammer in the first end of the next game to get off to a good start. And here is an open draw for a second point, and that would be a great way to get going tonight.
The team from Whitehorse, the only winless team so far this week in Saskatoon. All Maritimes, PEI, and that is Mike Goody from Summerside against Newfoundland and Labrador's Brad Gushu, who is 5-1, but boy, this is a great start for Goody.
Well, Brad Gushu made a great shot this morning to win his game. He had to draw the button in an extra end, but boy, I tell you one thing, he's going to need some big shots, because here's a shot for PEI, Mike Goody, for not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4.
Prince Edward Island and the team from the Silver Fox Curling and Yacht Club out early. And Quebec with the hammer blanks in the first against Manitoba. That is Daniel Lafleur at 2-4. Manitoba, Brent Scales, Swan River at 1-5. As we go to the second, Ontario with the hammer after the blank.
Well, the difference in this game, Linda, you can see right off the bat is that
wait only.
They are playing the front of the house.
Yep.
The short rock, the corner guard, the short rock, into the free guard zone area.
Ton of room.
Ontario has the hammer. The rock came up short. The first stone, they threw a corner. Mark threw the next one short again.
Okay, whoa.
Now the come around, which stays in the open.
Well, first of all, I'm a big believer in doing that, controlling the front of the house, not coming too deep too soon.
I never knew that.
And secondly, tonight, especially at the start of this game, it's running a little straighter, so you have to be really careful if you try to bury. You're going to have to cut down the ice a lot so that you don't leave these hits and rolls.
Dick, that goes back to a question you asked the other night when you asked us, and we talked about it after. When it is a little straighter like that, yes, you will see more tap backs and raises.
Okay. Sorry, my fault.
I thought you were probably going to ask that again, so I thought I'd bring it up.
Well, no, and
but it's a good point. I mean, you make a really good point. You will see more tap backs. And that's why, you know, as Linda's saying, if you can control that area just in front of the rings, you know, that 6 to 8 inch area on this around or on the center line, then you can use those stones.
And right now, it's controlled by Nova Scotia and their yellow stones.
Mike doesn't like them there either. You can see now that he's in a position to hit them, he's going to hit. Doubles possible.
Head up. Right there's good. Whoa. Stop. Good.
So now you have to decide if you're going to make a move into the rings, either drawing or tapping, or make a play on the red one that was left out in front.
Out of the race.
It's a crucial game, I believe, for Quebec at 4 losses and playing Manitoba after the blank in first. So this is the final stone now for the Quebec skip, Daniel Lafleur from Rosemere.
He's definitely playing a hick, Vic. It's hard to tell if he makes the double, if it's for 2, or if he's just going for a single.
Oh, look what he's facing. That was strictly for the single, as he was hitting against 3, it appears. So he'll get his 1 and take the early lead there. Daniel Lafleur.
We're looking for a tap back here, I believe. Or
Whoa.
maybe plan B, Linda.
Okay. Came down, eh, big time?
Yeah, well off his handle, eh?
Yeah. I didn't want to sweep because he said so much on the weight.
Lost a lot of speed and lost a lot of rotation, and that's the thing we talk about with frost. You're just never sure exactly how it will respond, and you need a lot of rotation on the rock.
Nice having the overhead camera.
Oh, it is.
Glad to help out, guys. We're watching the big screens here
You like that?
at Sask Place. There are 2 of them,
You like
one
this
at each
better?
end.
I like that. I play this.
And the guys that are throwing, the throwers will take the odd
Make
look
the
up there
double,
to
maybe.
see the rings from the top, and that was a comment by Phil. It's nice to have those overhead shots so they can see exactly where the rocks are, rather than having to get up and maybe walk a quarter way down the ice. Because it does help when you're in the hack to really know in your mind what the situation is at the other end. You can see it, but it's a few feet down there.
No. Great having over here.
Great.
It's pretty tough to draw into the hole around the center line guard. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure you could, even if you tried. It's quite easy to play the tap on the center line stone, and that's what they're going to do. You certainly could draw through the port to the corner guard side, but the center line area, pretty tough.
Wall line. Clean. Wall. Lot of room. Wall line. Lot of room.
Is that a change, Linda, because of the ice?
No, actually, this spot, it's because there is a little bit of curl, Vic. It would be hard to get through that port, or at least more difficult than the tap.
Okay.
Speed was fine. It just didn't curl enough for
Yeah,
it.
I think yours did something funny.
Too much ice.
Yeah, you didn't like to come around, eh? First instinct's this, but let's try, I think. Play this. I think he knows it. Knows it's pretty good, isn't it? Here would be good. I don't want to do this. Okay, normal. Right on the snout. Clean it. Whoa! Hip! Hard!
Trevor
Right
Wall.
up. Hard!
Phil
Stay with it.
Obermark.
Hard! Gotta go. It's fine.
I tell you
Sorry,
one
John,
thing,
my
you can tell houses aren't quite as lively as they've been.
No, that's for sure.
Because even glancing blows earlier would have been moving pretty much almost through the house
Yeah,
by then.
anywhere outside the edge of that 8 foot, 12 foot, it really gets those up. So you won't get the. We'd seen a couple of times even earlier in the week where the rock would go out of the rings and roll, spin right back in. So there's a little.
Yeah. Try to tap it to the back.
Just came out of it when we got the brooms off.
A little buildup of frost over there.
Mark not wanting to guard this situation because there is a way to play a double, and if you guarded, the opposition would get in behind there by playing that shot. It is playing the tap.
Lots away. Hard will go the other way. Back 12. Whoa, off. Yeah. Whoa, off. Still back. Yeah. Whoa, off. Shooter. Hard. That's good. Johnny. Right up. Absolutely.
Another large crowd, and they're responding to all the games on the ice. As you said, Ray is knowledgeable of curling crowd as you'll get in the country.
Now, you'd be hard-pressed to go through this crowd and find somebody that didn't curl or hasn't curled. Guarantee you that.
Can you rub? Around it. Line. Back line. Oh, there.
I mentioned how John had been called to play a lot of hits, very few draws so far this week. And the hit game has been the superior game for John, and there's an example. They really needed a stone top 8 foot, top 4 foot, and that one goes through.
Normal? Really quick. Really quick.
That's
they all yelled 3 of them in the end. I thought it was really good.
Even if we just get, well, geez, I mean, well, if you put it up there and he makes a double, you got the run back. Or neither one. If you come in there and he makes it, you got nothing.
Skinny double. That's the line.
Yeah.
Try to stay open then.
Yeah.
Fighter, top 12.
When John Bass comes down and says to Mike Harris, it's really quick, does that refer back to what Dacey said, that you look at the frost and you think it's heavy, and so you put a little bit more on it?
It's unbelievable. We have been together too long. Because just before I said, let's listen to them, that's exactly what I was going to say.
It's got a double on the side one, but it's really little on the skinny side.
That you sit in the hack, and John, not maybe being in the situation because he's never been to a bar before, you sit and you see the frost, and you think that it's going to be a little bit heavier. You know, you anticipate that. And it's still sliding at this point anyway, Linda, pretty freely. Very good, Victor. I love it. I love it.
Late in the game, Vic, there will be times where you'll have to compensate a bit for that frost.
Mine's good. Mine's good. Get a biter if you can.
Skip Stones here in the second.
Mine's
Mark
great.
Dacey.
Halfway. Hard of the way. Got to finish it. Hard of the way. Get a biter. All the way hard. All the way hard. Okay. Whoa. Wow, guys.
Well, some of the cheering you heard earlier was for this reason. The final stone for the skip from Whitehorse, Brian Wozni.
Brian has 2 stones in behind cover. Russ Howard had a chance to get out of this end. He was the last thrower, of course, and he could have drawn around the center line guard and made it very difficult for the Territories team. But it went right to the back of the house. They just need full 12 foot.
Yeah, look at this. And you've got Kevin Sumner, he's closest to the stone, and you've got Bruce Sutton, Pat Malloy all the way out, and yeah, they dragged it far enough for 3. And a 3-2 lead. Yukon Northwest Territories still looking for their first win.
You try to double, but I mean, you gotta make the double pretty good. Yeah. Well. Yeah, cross those doubles. What about the? I think you're right.
Well, Mark Dacey's got himself lying pretty nicely here.
Might get lucky in the back, too.
They talked about playing the double.
Okay.
And they talked about running this one back. Mike would like to be able to draw when he gets down to his last rock, so they're going to try and run that back. Back here.
Maybe stick at least his 4 foot a little more.
If this was last rock, I'd probably hit second shot and roll in and give up 1. But at this point, with 2 to come for Mike Harris, I agree. I would be playing that center line rock off.
Get the shooter out of the way for our draw pass, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That's the key for Mike. He wants to try and run it back, but for sure get the shooter out of there if he can.
Whoa.
Mike Harrison his first. Run it back, jams it, spills it, and far enough.
It's a very nice shot. A good call as well.
What?
Gotta hit that anyway, just give up 1.
Yeah, but
I'd say let's come in.
Although he's known for his draw game, I've mentioned this week, his hitting game has been much better. And this is a great one. A little bit of an angle to get the spill and the shooter to roll away. Nice
The
shot.
draw is normal. Wait, not right room.
It's at least, it's quick.
Yeah.
Like it's as quick as we've seen.
Just normal quick. It's not faster than anything we've seen. It's just as quick as we've seen.
Might be close to faster.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not right to the floor.
It's not right.
Yeah, it's a little slick in this spot there. What was that split, Andrew? 88.
should we be surprised at that it's quick?
Not at this stage. I don't think so.
I think John's exaggerating a little bit. I don't think it's a lot different. He just felt like he didn't give it a lot of speed, Vic, and it slid a long way. But the times have been very similar, and it looks to me like the rocks are gliding about the same. The sprint time is the one that Nova Scotia discussed. It's about the same.
Whoa! Whoa! Wait, whoa! Top 4? Okay. Whoa! Right to the tee. Whoa! Right to the tee. T-line, right to the tee. Okay. Spot. Attaboy.
Compare that finish, and he's totally buried, but compare that finish to earlier in the week.
Oh, no, there's no comparison. In the earlier of the week, that would just be, that would move over another, would have moved over probably another foot almost.
80?
Yeah. And remember how late it was, how, and how hard it went?
Yeah. This is more
feels
gradual.
a little quicker than we've seen in the last couple draws.
Interesting to see now the what.
I just make sure when the 8 foot start. And
what thought is planted here in Mike Harris's mind when he goes to throw this. If he and
well, as Linda mentioned, this is his strength, Mike's strength. He likes to draw. He likes Roxton play. He's a terrific athlete, as we know, golf pro at North Halton in Toronto, just outside Toronto.
Georgetown.
Yeah. I've played his course a couple of times. A good friend, Richard Garden, that plays there, and I've been out played a couple of times.
T-line.
Full four.
Beautiful course.
Drawing against three. Harris.
Easy, yep. Oh, easy. Yep.
Needs full four.
Hard. Oh, boy, great job, Mike.
That's his game.
Big money.
Ontario gets their single here in the second.
Ever notice the way guys love to use their Karcher? Is it because of Karcher's German engineering, incredible features, exceptional styling? It's because Karcher really cleans. Karcher invented the first household pressure washer and sells more of them worldwide than anybody else. Karcher is also the world leader in commercial and industrial cleaning equipment. Everyone loves their Karcher. Can you blame them? Trust Karcher. You'll look for things to clean.
We really love working the dogs together.
It's fun to watch the young pups as they come up in the family. And it's great to be part of the True Value family. Our customers know they can count on us for good sense, good service, and doggone good value.
True Value, official hardware supplier of the Championship Curling.
That restaurant I'm taking you to, whoa, fancy. Oh, yeah? But I always say, if it don't fit between two pieces of bread, it ain't fit to eat. And I'm not just a driver, eh? I delivered a baby 2 days ago right where you're sitting. So you're probably meeting some fancy lawyer boyfriend who sniffs a cork before he sends back his beer for having the wrong kind of bubbles. Hey, get a load of this guy. Wouldn't be caught dead in that. Wait, I missed a turnoff. But I can circle around, don't worry. I know the city like the back of the car in front of me.
One Advil. For today's tough pain, one is often enough. Also in extra strength.
Good talking to you.
Ottawa used to contribute 50% of the cost of health care. So how much do you think it contributes now? That's right, 16%. For what Canadians say is their #1 priority. Isn't it time the federal government started paying its fair share for health care?
The Return of the King is now the winner of 11 Academy Awards, including Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Director, and Best Picture of the Year. You bow to no one. Now is the time to see the film that redefines the very notion of a major motion picture, the cinematic epic of our time.
Now come the days of the king.
The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
Now play.
For highlights of the full Lord of the Rings trilogy, log on to lordoftherings.net.
Throughout the long, cold Canadian winter, you, the avid golf fan, is left with two simple choices. You might continue to play through, regardless, or you could watch the very best of the PGA Tour, Thursdays and Fridays on TSN.
Another update for you. Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, and Labrador. 4 for PEI in the first.
You know, I think, Brad, the way that these rocks are sitting, I think he can get a multiple scorer. He's got to make a double. He just sits in behind us. They're all 3 of those stones. He got all 3 of them. It was lined up absolutely perfect. He gets 4 right back. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Where do you pick that stuff up?
From you.
4-4 through 2.
How many times do you see 4s back-to-back?
Rarely.
That's a nightmare for the team that, first of all, for the team that gives up the 4 in the first end, and the thing you don't want to do is in the next end, you know, the team that scored, give it right back.
You saw there that Manitoba blanked Brent Scales from Swan River with the hammer against Quebec as they play in the 4th. We go to the 3rd, and it's 1-0 Ontario. Nova Scotia with the hammer playing the Yellowstones. This is the Ontario lead, Trevor Wall.
Tight short.
You'll remember back to our early years, Vic? That's what
tight.
That
Line
was,
good.
that was you. Count them, Ray.
Good.
1, 2.
Heart easy.
I was going to say, when we glanced at that score with Quebec leading Manitoba 1-0, PEI Newfoundland and Labrador game might have to borrow 4s from that other game because they're not needing them right now. So they might have to borrow some to get over to the other sheet.
Nice draw by Mike Harris. That's why you throw last. That's why he throws last. Got to be able to make those big draws if you're going to be here on Friday and Saturday and Sunday.
We had a good look at the time, and at the start of the game, it is sliding a little more easily, but the time looked exactly the same as it had, so it's just probably that look of the ice, and you feel like you need to give it a bit more speed,
I don't know if that
and you
hit
just
or
don't.
not. I was watching him sweep. Did that go out? Did that hit? It hit the board? Normal. Yeah, what turn you like?
So here's the double takeout. Mark Dacey brushing that one, and there's the yellow one, and yes, a little bounce. So it comes out of play.
Clean it. Whoa.
I was talking about the dividers earlier today and how you have to be careful not to stack the stones that you're about to throw near the dividers because they attract warmth and moisture. And I know the ice makers over the years have said that also because they attract moisture, some of the ice right next to them evaporates, and so they have to add a little bit of ice over on this side. So a lot of the players will move those stones even further. They're both away from the divider, but they'll move them quite far out and not have any danger of the foam and the warmth and moisture going into the stones. And it's funny because so far we've seen so many of the stones next to those dividers actually not touch and spin back. And just a fun little piece of ice out there.
Looks heavy.
Very heavy.
It is. Room. You're
Rob
well
Harris.
by. You're well by.
You got a lot of weight.
Yeah, that's heavy.
Hey. You were just yelling, yeah, early, so.
Yeah.
Give her.
Well, the reason it helps on is
Just quicker than people think it is. Yeah, it is. Definitely quicker than people think it is. Yep. Top 8. Lots of room. Top 8. Way good. Way out there. Way out there. 3-4, T-line. No. Come on.
We talked earlier about the standings, and there is a distinct separation among these 6, from Alberta at 7-0 through Ontario at 4-2. So you've got 6 teams, worst 2 losses. Now you go to the other side, and you're down at the 4-loss level, Saskatchewan, Quebec. They're going to need help. They're going to need teams to drop back to join them, and that's why my thought is Linda and Ray are not part of this. They'd throw me overboard in a minute.
You think we don't save those tapes?
Absolutely. That's why 4 losses, it may be very tough even for 4 losses to get involved.
Yeah. I agree with you, Vic, but you know, we've seen plenty of things.
Oh, sure.
1 team, 2 teams slide away, and 2 teams slide back. So all of a sudden, with 4 qualifiers,
What's that?
can happen. That's why Linda and I
Not really, no.
never really go that route.
No.
We let you go that route because we've seen you sink many times.
How's the weight? Close. That'll work. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa. For weight. Yep. Hard. Hey. Gotta go. Back 4. Hard.
Lovenmark closest to the stone, wall out in front. Got it by that corner. No.
Whoa.
And now a little bounce as well.
I thought they had a lot more ice than I had.
It had lots of weight, but they did have to brush it for the line, and it just kept curling.
So with draw weight, they needed more ice for sure.
Mark is sizing this up because he would dearly love to get some separation between the stones. A rolling shot behind cover is just going to leave a little pocket, but there's really nothing else he can do with this situation.
And John wanted to just tap that back, move it back, but chance here for Bruce Lonas to
broke very good.
Spread out a little bit. Get across the face, get a little roll in front of his own.
Hard. Hard. Whoa. Whoa.
Gibson and Harris back right off. Need to get it just on the other side of the nose, and that's the way to do it.
Okay.
So Nova
right on this all
Scotia
day.
with the hammer.
You got air?
Line 2, and there's backing.
Yeah, I've got air. I've almost got all the back one.
what they're talking about, how much can you see it by this? He said, I got air, I can see it.
Try firm.
I can see it all, so they're going to run at it.
This one's not going out.
And
firm weight, though. See if we can get the top one out.
This is going to jam right here.
Play this. Firm. Whoa.
John Bass, who won his Canadian Junior Championship here in Saskatchewan. He won it in Swift Current.
No. Create. I know what we're going to do with this.
And got rid of nothing. Except that backing, which could maybe a little bonus eventually. Back to Prince Edward Island and Newfoundland and Labrador after trading fours. And the final stove now from PEI skip Mike Goody.
Top 12 fighter. With normal being what, 65? For you, about 70. Just a hair.
It's really a wild game when you look at what's happening back and forth, and lots of rocks in play. They're not shying from doing it again, but it is a very difficult shot here to play a tap to try and score.
Line's good. How's the weight?
Spill off.
Leave it.
Steal of one for Brad Gushu at 5-1 coming in.
Tight guard. Whoa. Let it work. Whoa. Let it bend. Let it work.
Well, Mark has last rock in this end. He's just playing up guard here. He needs it to move a little bit.
Off. Get ready. Close. Hard. Finish it. Hard. Okay. Good shot.
Pretty nice shot. Kept some separation. Mike's going to have to try and run this back. He could get all three. It's possible. 3 is there.
I think you're going to miss the back one if you do that. Well, I think that one's going to jam on that way. Anyway, try to get rid of 2 of them. Right? I think if you hit a straight back. Try to nose it, see what happens. Yeah. If we stay right here, he's got to do something with it anyway, right? Firm? Yep. You just popped yours. Here, more. You pop yours out. Okay.
So in hindsight, did that guard come a little too deep?
Well, they wanted it a little bit higher than that. I don't think they really wanted it in the rings. But if you lift it too high, Vic, then Mike would just gone around it, and it works against you that way too. So, I mean, you're leaving the guy a possible double and maybe a triple. So it's a stretch.
He knows that he's got to deal with it. So
you can't protect everything.
Mark trying to set up the score here after forcing the single last end and having complete control really last end.
No! Off!
With that kind of weight, it's not going to go anywhere. He looks like a little full to the stick. He knew it right out of his hand.
Sorry, wide.
A little wide.
What'd you get on my draw there? 80?
I guess the height isn't.
Yeah, if we overcook too much. You threw it well.
That's not really there now, is it? What if I just draw open side?
We're thinking open side. You go in here, is he going to freeze? If you make it too good, make it.
I don't think putting it back in the same spot.
With the nose hit over the top, so it's quite a sharp slash. That's probably the call. I mean, if we can place it perfect, yeah. All you're trying to bury is just a sliver. Try again. Depends if you want to go for the 3 or the 2.
Got to be a little careful. If you don't get it proper, Mike could come down. If you put that in the wrong spot.
No matter what you go here, there's always a possibility he's going to freeze.
Yes, exactly right. So depending on where...
then you can get it out.
This one, you got to be careful.
He'll play the double if you go over here. You go over there, you're playing for 2. What's your gut feel? I think this is probably a smarter call. Okay. You like the freeze if he goes open? Yeah.
What's the best spot for us? Right on the tee or a little deeper? Even with 5? Like, you don't want to make it...
I think even right here.
Yeah, you don't want to give him a smash on that.
Second shot.
What about really high?
Well, that's not bad either. Okay.
Looks like he's going to the other side.
What's he saying, Linda, by doing this?
Well, you heard the conversation about playing to the
I think
same
this is
side. If
I
you
mean,
make it
so
very
many things
good,
can go wrong with that intern setup.
Mike is going to have a chance to make a freeze and get completely out of the end. So they're trying to go to the
My
open
last
side,
thought was just
Vic,
to get it in, like
leave
just
the
off
double
ball.
takeout and try and get a deuce. It's a little bit safer trying to force Mike into the hitting game instead of the quiet game, and they feel that way they'll have a better chance for the second point. But the placement of this one must be careful too. They can't leave a hit and roll towards the other one, and they can't leave it so the double
70.
plate on the other
Relax,
side would also
relax.
get this one on the way out.
Easy. Let it take a bit. Just in, top 12.
It's an interesting call. I think I personally might have tried to just tuck it around
One
the
more
red one a little bit.
T's okay.
Just a corner of it.
Easy.
Whoa, you can
Whoa,
pass
whoa,
it.
stay with it.
T, whoa,
Whoa, whoa,
whoa.
whoa.
Okay, good shot. Pretty close to the ace you gave me, wasn't it? You were there. Okay.
So they guessed wrong.
Yes, they did. They thought Mike would play the hit and try and make the double and concede the two, but no, sorry. That's the reason why I think I would have gone around the other way. You can make a mistake
Mike,
there
you can
too,
go
Linda,
80.
but
75 to 80, I think you're 71 on your last one, but it wasn't flying, you know? Like it wasn't a...
just needs to get anywhere on the face of this, and it'll be very difficult to get it out.
Yep, lock it on. Should we go for line? Don't worry, then we gotta get inside on it and fine too. Yeah, lock it on.
But this is a gamble too, isn't it, Linda? I mean,
Sure it is. If you don't make it, if you spill off, you give them a chance for 4.
Got room.
But you're in trouble, Vic.
Wait only.
Was right.
Getting better. Wait only. Hot. Don't want to hear that.
nothing from Lovenmark and Wall at all.
By itself. By itself. By itself.
That little bounce. Will that allow Nova Scotia to get it out? Score 3 or maybe 4?
I'm not going to get 4. I'd be happy to get 2 here. They're going to kill the back ones.
What are you thinking? Is that enough?
Foot less weight. Throw it to the brushers, and it's going to be buried, going to be socked
yeah,
right on
they threw
there.
pretty up, and they never got to nose.
She's going to save the end.
She's playing here, a little pick.
Nose,
Just let it cross it a hair.
Nose hit. Just get across it a bit. Going to get 2 for sure. I think you'll kill the the back one.
No one fires. Let it get to the nose and cross it a little.
I think he's going to play it a little more quietly to try and get across it and not disturb the back one.
You get across the face a bit with quiet weight, you can potentially get the 3.
You know, if the houses were more lively as they were earlier in the week, you might think you could move it enough to get 4, but they're not the same, are they?
I think down this path, Vic, it's pretty good. I don't think there's a huge problem there.
Final stone right now. It's Ontario line 1.
Whoa. No,
Is that more weight than he thought?
Radar. Hard on red, Bruce.
That's
Hard
way
on
too
red.
much weight for the ice you gave.
And it's going to be 1. Nova Scotia picks up a single. Missed opportunity for Dacey and the team from Halifax.
Skiing has Whistler, surfing has Hawaii, and golf has Prince Edward Island. 25 spectacular courses, all within an easy drive of one another. Prince Edward Island, voted Canada's #1 golf destination by readers of Score magazine. Call or click today for your free golf guide.
It's going to be the biggest curling event ever held anywhere in the world. The 2005 Brier in Edmonton. In celebration of Alberta's centennial year, we invite curling fans from coast to coast, and especially those whose family roots are deep in Alberta, to be there for the draw of the century. The 2005 Brier in Edmonton, the largest 9-day gathering of sports fans that you might ever see. Reserve your place in history now.
the new phones from Nokia, the world's #1 maker of wireless phones. They put a new spin on everything you do. Nokia, connecting people.
Here's a great new gift idea for all hockey fans. The NHL Hockey Hero CD. It sounds like a Stanley Cup radio broadcast, except the star player's anyone you choose. Holy Mackinac, the Leafs win the Stanley Cup as rookie sensation Robbie Tevlin has just scored one of the greatest goals in NHL history. You get your personalized NHL Hockey Hero CD and mini poster with greeting card, all for $29.95. Hear more and order yours today at NHLHockeyHero.com.
Tim Hortons supports over 50,000 kids across Canada who play Timbits hockey. It's a fun way for kids to learn the basics of the game. Timbits hockey. The first goal is having fun.
Saturday on Real Classics.
Coming me out to video game.
Let's bet $1.5 million, or I forfeit. You can kill me right now.
Never try and hustle.
Never con a con man, especially when it's better than yours.
James Woods and Louis Gossett Jr. star in the Real Classic Digstown, only on ESPN Classic Canada.
It's a show that's based in a small Saskatchewan town. It's called Corner Gas. Tomorrow at 8, 7 Central on CTV. We welcome you back to Sask Place here in Saskatoon.
Right up.
And Nova Scotia picks up to
Okay,
1.
whoa.
Great debate among us during the commercial break whether, in fact, you could have gotten more than the single.
You're due to make something right.
Hi, I'm Trevor Wall from Mississauga, Ontario, and I'm the sales representative from Goliath Golf.
Still tight. Hard.
Well, you know, that was really interesting because Mark himself talked about playing kind of normal, kind of quiet weight at that hack weight at that shot. Maybe a little light bumper weight. But he threw that down there very hard. It was no way it was going to curl.
Hi, my name is Andrew Gibson. I'm a mortgage consultant with Scott Walker for Home Loans Canada in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Yep, for line.
That was an opportunity, that last 10 for Mark Dacey, and you got to take advantage of those kind of things if you're going to win this event.
Well, it was interesting. There was 3 hits in the same spot. All were wide, and all were probably a bit heavy. And on that last one, we talk about risk and reward. There was no risk to try and just cut down the ice and play it quietly. You weren't really going to ever be in danger of not getting one, in my opinion. He had such a good chance to get a multiple score. Had to play it quietly.
Okay. Split's good. Ever rub this? Yeah. It's okay too. Come in here. Wait only. For wait. Wait only. Whoa. Little heavy. Okay. Stop. Back 4, back 8. Yep.
He wants us across the face to try and split it. But...
Okay. Fine. What plan was that? C, D, Q. Works great.
And there you see some of the Ontario family and Kirsten Wall right in the middle. Kirsten, how are you? We saw a lot of you last week, of course. Stop! Don't come any closer! Don't come any closer! Playing with Sherry Madaw, representing Ontario at the Scott Tournament of Hearts.
Yep. Whoa! Whoa! Close! Whoa! Girl. Now we're frozen. That's fine.
Well, that looks bad because you've spilled the opponent's rock into the 4-foot, but in a way it's not so bad because the Yellowstone is right in front of it.
Rub this is good.
Yep.
I kind of like rubbing this, actually. Getting into here, but...
I'm Phil Lovenmark. I live in Bradford, Ontario. I'm an insurance broker with Fairley Insurance.
Wait only, where is it? Solid, solid. Where? Back 8. Yep. T. Yep.
I'm an insurance broker as well.
Whoa.
Phil?
Hard. Shooter's on. Hard. Go. Get it on. Go.
Just put that on. Good shot by Phil. That's what he was asked for.
Same shot, Rob. Straight back. Same.
Hi, I'm Rob Harris from Halifax, Nova Scotia. I'd like to say hello to all my co-workers at Keene, Canada, and to my all-time favorite curler, Laney Peters.
Oh, never.
Laney playing with Mark Dacey's wife, Heather Smith Dacey, representing Nova Scotia, the Saskatchewan of Hearts, and of course Laney, the longtime fifth for Colleen Jones.
Just try to clip this. Stick there. Firm. Probably hit the other one first, too. That? You can probably get the other one first as well. That's good.
It does look like there's a couple of ways to make this shot. You could probably hit either one first as long as you didn't hit too much of the higher one.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Never. Whoa. Attaboy. Great shot.
Phil, you can see wearing the green and yellow ribbon. Many of the curlers are, that in honor of his former teammate, his former skip, Scott Patterson, when he played in Northern Ontario.
Yep, hard. Gotta go hard.
In fact, Scott was
Gotta go real hard.
his best man when he got married last fall.
Hard.
Yeah, they were very, very close friends. And
good.
Tough for Phil. He had a tough time after losing his friend like that.
I think we're still hitting the ball behind the corner off that high one. What do you like? Hit that high one behind the corner? Well, you're going to lose this. No, I mean the high one. Oh, the high one. Okay, sure. Forward.
Hi, I'm John Bass from Oakville, Ontario, President of Basic Security Systems. I want to say hi at home to Jack and Maddie.
Whoa! Yep! Hard! Go!
Just moving that top rock around.
Nose is okay, too. Unless you want to play this.
Put the broom down, Mark.
Hi, I'm Bruce Lohner from Stewiacke, Nova Scotia. I work for the province of Nova Scotia. I'd like to say hi to Mom and Dad and all my sisters scattered across Canada.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Okay, you got nothing there.
They were looking for the double, and Bruce was pretty close. Just curled a little too much.
They just roll out for God.
What?
I wish they would just roll
That
out.
was my first thought. You like that? Here?
Moments ago, Prince Edward Island against Newfoundland and Labrador, 5-4. Brad Gushu leading. Final stone from Mike Goody in Summerside.
You look at the score, 5-4, you think it's near the end of the game, not just playing the fourth. And he has one in there. This is a draw for a second point.
Hard line! Gotta go!
Needs half of the fourth left.
Hard for line! Hard!
Now he gets one, and they end up measuring for a second point, and that's what he would get. 2-6-5 PEI, leading as they go to 5.
Yeah. Feel. The hair high, eh? Yeah, just a hair.
Doubles there.
Heel weight.
Loves this weight. Catch that one.
Hi, I'm Mark Dacey. I'm from Halifax, Nova Scotia. I work at Fox Harbor Golf Resort as the head golf professional. And I'd like to say hello to my wife, Heather, and my new 4-month-old son, Todd.
Whoa! Watch the one we're hitting, Rob.
Almost.
Hard, 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 hard! I don't know if that hit the boards or not.
I almost spoke too soon.
You almost
No, I
did.
didn't. Okay.
That was going and going and stopped.
I have that extrasensory perception. I knew that wasn't rolling out there.
The Yellowstones
Huh?
are even,
Pretty
though.
tough.
That's the good thing that happened. And the result of
No.
the shot.
It's worth a try, and if you just kind of kick off in behind it, isn't the end of the world.
Behind it with boards or something?
No, well, half behind it. No, we do that with. You don't think it's possible? I don't think so. Mark can make it. I couldn't make it. You throw lots. I think Mark can make it.
Yeah, Mark could definitely make
I think
it.
that would go,
But
Mike.
That's, Mike knows his own capabilities. There's no
I
point
mean, I'll have a go at it if you think we can make it, but
throwing
I hate to
throwing the kind of weight you
hit half
can't
and roll
throw.
away, yeah. Even
We
if
know
do it,
that
I
Kevin
wouldn't.
Martin, Wayne Madaw.
I don't think it's
Well, I mean, it's worth a go.
and roll over here. I think you try and roll it underneath.
I ain't got to play with the out, roll flatter.
It's definitely there, but
You try and roll it underneath all day.
I certainly
No.
couldn't make it.
Top of my rock.
Roll it underneath. That's what I think. Okay.
I would play the roll.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank God they're here. All right. Yeah.
Make him have to play a run through where he rolls out.
Yeah. I like the board way to roll behind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. For less. Okay.
Hi, I'm Mike Harris from Acton, Ontario. I'm the Director of Golf at North Halton Golf Country Club, as well as work for CBC, and I'd like to say hi to my kids, Grace and Stephen, who are at home.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa.
I don't know what's going to happen on the weekend. Will he be working on the ice, or will he be working in the booth?
I can assure you he'd rather be out on the ice. Like, that much I can tell you.
Great, great. Okay.
Not that he doesn't like his job, just that he's a competitor. He'd love to be out there on the ice.
Firmish.
Yeah. Well, it needs to be, though.
Bring in the left-hander, good save. Not that he doesn't like his job. Good save there for Boosie.
That one's got a long way to go to get out of the rings.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the other thing is, if it looks like it's going to roll out, then you might clip that one.
Yeah.
It was a good article that was written in one of the papers this past week about Mike and the silver medal, and how he, as he says, it was a life-altering experience. And he had to take off the 2 years with his back, but You know, he went to Austria, was a golf pro there.
I know.
Now he's a pro back home, close to home. He's now as a CBC commentator. So the getting here, he never thought he'd get a chance to go to the Brier.
Whoa.
And particularly with as bad as his back has been, and he wears the brace.
Yep. Whoa.
Oh, very nice.
Another shot.
A lot of people would have just played the hit and roll to sit too, but he got the double. Plays the big weight so well, and good call by Bruce Lonis in the house to get the right angle. Get the little tick. Very nice.
Oh, if I could just finish the opportunities off once again.
Yeah, there isn't a curler alive that doesn't make that exact same statement a number of times after you've seen a situation build and then seen it slip away from you, because that was a golden opportunity for Mark Dacey to get 2 or 3. 3 was a soft shot. 4 was not there, but 3 certainly was.
Yep. Clean it.
Looking for the blank here in 4. And Harris has it.
Second edge you caught.
So it remains a 1-1 tie here in this 11th draw on a Tuesday night in Saskatoon.
It's going to be the biggest curling event ever held anywhere in the world. The 2005 Brier in Edmonton. In celebration of Alberta's centennial year, we invite curling fans from coast to coast, and especially those whose family roots are deep in Alberta, to be there for the draw of the century. The 2005 Brier in Edmonton, the largest 9-day gathering of sports fans that you might ever see. Reserve your place in history now.
The world's largest hotel chain is almost anywhere you want to go. The world's largest hotel chain tucks you in around the globe. With over 4,000 hotels in over 80 countries, the world's largest hotel chain is Best Western, inviting you to get a good night's sleep. Best Western, the world's largest hotel chain. Call 1-800-WESTERN or visit bestwestern.com.
Used to say a truck was built from the ground up. Now we say the truck is built from the driver out. Small shift in words. Big rethink on the truck.
At True Value, we encourage kids to throw rocks at houses, and we even like to give them a little help. We're proud to be the official hardware supplier to curling's Season of Champions. Just like we're proud of our True Value paint, we test and retest right at our own factory. We guarantee every can at every store. True Value, around the corner from your house.
So how do we know we're dealing with the same suspect?
Thursday.
2 dead felons, 2 dead civilians.
Back-to-back CSI and CSI Miami.
You just found a murder weapon.
From Sin City
Hunter becomes the hunted.
to South Beach.
You dragged her into the Everglades and left her for the alligators.
Crime scene investigation, CSI and CSI Miami.
We need to find the point of origin.
Thursday starting at 9/8 Central on CTV.
Some more updates for you now in this 11th draw of the Brier, and back to Sheet A, the game between New Brunswick and the Yukon Northwest Territories. And this is the final stone for Brian Wozniak.
And New Brunswick had done a great job with the hammer, Vic. Not so good without the hammer in the second end. Gave up 3, and they have 2, though, in a great spot here in 4. And Brian's trying to angle his own stone back on the ones in the 4-foot. But the ones in the 4-foot are also overlapped. And That one will just spill over the top. It was a good try, but it's a steal.
5-3, Russ Howard from the Beaver Curling Club in Moncton leading. Now over to the other side of Sask Place, Quebec and Manitoba, 3-1. Brent Scales from Swan River leading Daniel Lafleur.
Well, it looks like he's going to have to draw against a couple here, Victor. Whether it's 2 or 3, 4.
Yeah, 3, maybe 4, you're right.
Maybe
yeah.
4, yeah.
But he's got the backing to the stone at the back of the 4. And that's where he will go. Sit there for his single. Lafleur picks up 1. Boy, they're playing quickly there. They're into the 6th. And in the shootout, it's PEI by 1, 6-5 over Newfoundland and Labrador. Goody with his 2 in the 4th. 2 different games, isn't it? Got 6-5 over there, 1-1 in ours here, and Ontario playing the Redstones with the hammer as we play in 5.
You're right about that Manitoba-Quebec game. They must have early dinner reservations someplace because they're playing the 6th end.
No, maybe. Yep. Good shot, Trav. Oh, Kimmel.
Just rolled a little too far.
It's a great try. The corner guard's quite wide, so they had to get a pretty long roll and just a little bit past it.
Yeah, almost a great roll.
Where? Pretty straight there.
Whoa! 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 That's good.
Well, I like the call. If you're going to put up that corner, you've got to try and use it, or it's just like throwing with 7 stones instead of 8. So they'll go around it now, ignoring the stone in the 8-foot.
That's pretty much where mine was. I was maybe a little soft, but still curled.
There are 8. All this time.
That's been your problem with curling.
That's it. I've been playing with 7.
That'll work. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard. Got a good one. Got a good one. Hard line. Room. Top 12. Whoa.
T-line almost now.
Whoa, let's stop.
No.
Nice come around.
Shot. Nice touch, Filbert.
That reminds me of a great line, Victor. When you talk about that, a good friend, Don Steo, I've lost, but he was involved in an 8th ender and scored 8, and against actually another good friend, Jack Matheson, in the Sportsman's League at the Granite.
Okay.
And when they came off the ice, Jack was moaning and groaning and about the 8 being scored against him. The snapper said to him, Don said to him, Jack, relax. If I had had last walk, I would have got 9.
Trying to counter the corner guard move by drawing to that red stone, and that one goes through.
Reach to the back one?
No, just kind of hit mistake.
So what a nice way to set up a deuce.
Get another mistake, we'll go in there again. Like boards. Boards. Boards.
Good example how a nice come around can switch things around for you, Linda.
No, I don't think it'll dive. It'll just come up. Yeah.
Think it sits
We're
right
quite
nice
this lot.
and
It'll just curl up nice. Yep. Hard. Hard. Hard.
Phil Lovenmark here in the 5th of a 1-1 tie.
Stay on it.
They like to roll to the outside if they could. They don't want to roll too far over. You set up a that would be a possible double, I was trying to say.
I know the feeling of trying to say those things, not coming out quite right.
Oh, yeah.
Many, many times I know that feeling.
Firm. Half.
Firm. Double's there.
Ray, I think it's fair to say we expected to see more rocks in play, more of a chess game. Quiet taps, move around. Why haven't we?
Well, we've seen a fair amount of rocks, but there's been a lot of cleaning up of them once they get down to the thirds and skips.
It's frustrating. We're not getting anything out of anything.
That was a great opportunity to get out of that. So Mike will take the miss and spread these rocks out now. Not let another double get set up.
Tee or better. Tee or better. Tee, fine. Looks like it's here.
Easy, easy.
Tee or better. Right back. Yep. That's good. No, that's fine. Yep. Okay.
Want to go live to the game between Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, and Labrador. And final stone coming up for Brad Gushue. He looked for the longest time here if he could somehow bring his other stones into play, but he's facing at least one with his last one.
Yeah, I don't think he can get across the face to tap it back for two. I think it'll be a good shot if he gets a single out of this. He's just...
The last two shots for Newfoundland and Labrador have been sideways picks, but those are the red stones that are just on the edge of the 8-foot, which prevent this one from going very far sideways.
So you've got Jamie Korab and Mark Nichols trying to get it by that center guard and will not. And so it is a steal of one for sure. And now they'll have a look at those other stones, and we'll wait for the indication.
Looked like one to me, Vic.
You have to give Mike Goody a lot of credit. You know, he scored 4 yesterday, he gave up 4, and sometimes that can really rattle you. And but obviously he settled down and steals a point.
So they'll go to the break with Prince Edward Island leading 7-5. Skip stones to come in our featured game here in draw 11 in a 1-1 tie.
Normal up. Try to get a roll your way.
Ontario line 2.
Maybe get the roll behind on that.
Try to get a roll.
Whoa! 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 No! Wow!
That's right down the edge of the frost line, and it just won't curl at all.
One stone higher, you heard Mark say, after this throw by Mike Harris, it will be a little higher in the house. That would leave Mark the chance for the big weight, long across the house double attempt.
Yeah, you heard Mike say Mark could make that one, but I can't. The last end, but if the nose hit is here, the rocks will be forward a little bit, and the possible double is there.
Mike Harrison, his first.
No. Whoa. Clean it. Whoa off. No. Whoa. No clean. No. Off.
Uh-oh. Missed opportunities. It's all about the opportunities.
Yes.
That's the dangerous turn. We talk about it all the time. When the frost line is there, I still think you're a little better to go into it.
Moments ago,
Top 12,
final stone for Brian Wozni of Whitehorse against Russ Howard.
He's trying to run the one in front back on 2 in the rings, Vic. The yellow-red combination to try and score the point, and just by. That'll be a steal.
And so New Brunswick leads at
They're not in the
6-3 as they go to the break.
Big error. I mean, both skips have missed opportunities now. And
Mark, sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, Mark can't get at that. He could see a little bit, but not enough, and it's so dangerous out there on the frost line. He's just going to play around the guard, play a draw,
Line's a little tight.
try and get this covered so that Mike
Okay, line's good.
can't get at it.
Where's the weight? Line's good.
Mark Dacey's record against rookie teams, rookie skips at the Brier, 6 wins, 1 loss. The loss coming last year to Ontario's Brian Cochran.
Whoa! Yep. Shot. Yep. Ah, come on! Oh. Okay.
Shot stone.
It's a great shot.
Wow.
Shot. Almost lost, right?
It looked like they were going to lose it at the very end. That was what Mark was concerned about. It looked like it was going to grab and maybe curl a bit too much, but it is perfect.
80? Yep. 80's perfect.
So a piece of the 8-foot for a single. When it looked like it was setting up for 2 for Harris in Ontario.
He has to make a draw now for a single.
Heavy. 8 foot. Just need a piece of the 8. Heavy. Plenty.
Still think 14 seconds will be very close to T-line weight.
Easy. Okay. Attaboy. One red one. One red.
One red one it is. One for Ontario in the 7th. So they'll go to the break. Ontario leading 2-1 in this battle of contenders. As we meet the two teams, and throwing the lead stones for Nova Scotia, Andrew Gibson. For Ontario, Trevor Wall. The second, Rob Harris and Phil Lovenmark. Throwing third stones, Bruce Lonis and John Bass. And the skips, Nova Scotia's Mark Dacey from the Mayflower in Halifax, and Ontario's Mike Harris from the Oakville Curling Club.
Hey folks, Blake Price in the Sports Center newsroom, and yes, Vancouver police are now investigating Todd Bertuzzi's punch that left Colorado Steve Moore with a fractured neck. Moore remains in hospital right now, and Bertuzzi has been suspended indefinitely so far. That's pending a hearing Wednesday morning in Toronto. Exams on Moore revealed a concussion and a fractured neck. He is, needless to say, gone for the remainder of the season for the Colorado Avalanche. As for the Canucks, in anticipation of a long suspension for Bertuzzi, they pulled off 2 deals before the deadline, picking up Jeff Sanderson from Columbus, also Martin Ruchinski from the New York Rangers. The Maple Leafs landed Ron Francis from Carolina. Francis is 4th all-time in career scoring. This will be the 4th stop for the 41-year-old. Meanwhile, the Senators staying busy acquiring defenseman Greg DeVries from the Rangers for another D-man, Karol Rakunik, and a prospect. Lots of trades to tell you about. TSN.ca for the very latest. Get you back to the Brier right after this.
Good evening, Mr. Larson. Thank you for hosting our Career Day field trip.
Oh, it's great having you.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got something for each of you to take along.
Ooh.
Here you go. There's a lot of good stuff in there.
Oh.
Put your hands out. Where's my big man?
Okay, Mr. Larson, they're 4th graders, not file cabinets.
Staples Business Depot has easier ways to get organized. Staples Business Depot. That was easy.
The new phones from Nokia, the world's #1 maker of wireless phones. They put a new spin on everything you do. Nokia, connecting people.
Here's a great new gift idea for all hockey fans. The NHL Hockey Hero CD. It sounds like a Stanley Cup radio broadcast, except the star players, anyone you choose. Holy Mackinac, the Leafs win the Stanley Cup as rookie sensation Robbie Tevlin has just scored one of the greatest goals in NHL history. You get your personalized NHL Hockey Hero CD and mini poster with greeting card, all for $29.95. Hear more and order yours today at NHLHockeyHero.com.
I am.
I am a curler.
A curler. I am a curler.
We are curlers.
We are curlers.
I am a team member.
I'm a competitor. We like to win. We are great sweepers.
Great sweepers.
We love the strategy.
I enjoy the social part of the game.
We are club members. We are curling. Get involved. I like the people.
Curling is the best.
Mark Dacey. Coach Peter Corkum is out. Mike Harris taking a little break. They're midway through. 2-1. Ontario leads it. Time to check the numbers after 5. Brought to you by True Value Hardware. Help is just around the corner.
It really has been 5 innings of missed opportunities. Similar numbers when you look at the overall team percentage, but I was watching the matchup at third at the start. Bruce Lonis had been curling so well against the opposing third, and he has a huge edge for Nova Scotia over John Bass in Ontario.
Nova Scotia will have the hammer when we play in the 6th here in the Bridge City. The Broadway Bridge looking to downtown Saskatoon.
The 2004 Nokia Brier on TSN is brought to you by Karcher. You'll look for things to clean. By Ford, built for life in Canada. And by Nokia, official wireless phone of the Season of Champions.
We're going to go fishing, and we're going to play hockey. Oh yeah. Oh,
Rusty, he just ate, you know.
No, he's fine. He's fine.
Scott towels, getting you out of big messes.
Cecilia, I have never loved another the way that I loved you.
Scotties, be soft, be strong.
Ever notice the way guys love to use their Karcher? Is it because of Karcher's German engineering, incredible features, exceptional styling? It's because Karcher really cleans. Karcher invented the first household pressure washer and sells more of them worldwide than anybody else. Karcher is also the world leader in commercial and industrial cleaning equipment. Everyone loves their Karcher. Can you blame them? Trust Karcher. You'll look for things to clean.
We like to stay fit and enjoy an active lifestyle, but we still want great taste in our favorite foods.
A healthy diet low in saturated and trans fats may reduce the risk of heart disease. McCain Super Fries are low in saturated and trans fats. Best of all, they're so golden, so crispy, and have even more delicious flavor.
Great choice. Where's mine?
Your favorite McCain Super Fries with non-hydrogenated oil, low in saturated and trans fats. A great choice in a healthy diet.
Here's a great new gift idea for all hockey fans. The NHL Hockey Hero CD. It sounds like a Stanley Cup radio broadcast, except the star players, anyone you choose. Holy Mackinac, the Leafs win the Stanley Cup as rookie sensation Robbie Tevlin has just scored one of the greatest goals in NHL history. You get your personalized NHL Hockey Hero CD and mini poster with greeting card, all for $29.95. Hear more and order yours today at NHLHockeyHero.com.
Are you one of the millions of Canadians who, like me, has no group health insurance?
You may be surprised to learn that your government health insurance only covers basic health care needs.
Leaving you to pay for prescriptions, dental care, eyeglasses, semi-private hospital accommodation, and many other costly health care expenses.
Expenses that could cost you thousands of dollars a year.
Fortunately, there's FlexCare from Maritime Life. FlexCare provides you or you and your family with comprehensive coverage for healthcare expenses not covered by your provincial health plan, like prescription drugs, dental care, glasses, home care, medical supplies, and much, much more. So you never have to worry about unexpected healthcare costs again.
And there's no medical questionnaire required for many FlexCare plans.
And it only costs $1 a day.
Call now for your free, no-obligation information package and find out how to get the protection you need for only $1 a day with FlexCare from Maritime Life.
Mike Harris had to settle for 1 in the 5th when it looked like he was set up for 2, but It's a missed opportunity, Ray.
It really is, Vic, and I really think that when you have a frost line like this, you have to be careful when you play this outside-in shot. You can see where he's holding the broom, and the frost line runs straight down here. Now, just clear this for a minute, but you come at it the other way. Take the ice out here, come at it. You've got lots of room to roll across, and it'll roll lower than this, so they won't set up any kind of a double, and Mark Dacey would have to get a perfect roll in behind this rock to save the end. So it's percentages. It's a game of percentages. I honestly think that the inside-out shot in this case, we talk about it a lot, is better off. You can see now it does run straight. He doesn't throw it badly or anything, but he rolls out. Mark makes the great freeze and gets out of the end.
Linda, it's something that you've both talked about before as we begin play here in the 6th. Nova Scotia with the hammer, having the Yellowstones. Why do you think that is? Why do it seems the majority of people want to play outside rather than inside?
Well, we talk about it if you're coming from a curling club environment, often the outside in, and a curling club is very consistent, very straight, but extremely consistent, and sometimes that inside out curl is more dramatic and you can't hit as well. But in an arena, you must make that adjustment. I think in that end, he probably saw Mark Dacey throw down there and felt that there wasn't a big problem, but it's extremely unforgiving. You can't be outside at all or it just floats.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't want to suggest for 1 minute it can't be made or anything, and it can be. But it's just, it still is a game of percentages. I think you got the better percentage and you're going to roll across, but you're going to be lower than the other rocks, so there's no double going to be set up.
Clean, clean, clean. Whoa, let it go. Clean. Let it go. Attack. Shot.
Andrew Gibson.
So both teams have given up little opportunities, and that's why we have a 2-1 game.
Halfway.
Playing 6.
Halfway to tight. Let it curl a bit.
It's by far the lowest scoring game on the ice here in draw 11.
Wow. That 8-rock slide's good, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, that one definitely slides better.
We need them that tight.
Board.
There's the one player that I was talking about, John Bass, struggling a little bit in the matchup against the opposing third, and his numbers are lowest on the Harris team. And there's good numbers for Mark and Bruce, but a little lower at the second position. Andrew Gibson with another great game.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Shot.
Nose okay, little roll's okay too. Normal.
Rob Harris.
Oh! Yep! Yep! Oh! Yep! Yes! Oh! Oh! Yes! Right up.
Throw Colbert.
Was he hoping to stay in front of that red stone?
Yeah, he didn't want to roll right to that position. It's funny, it's very hard to generate extra points in the rings. We're seeing a pretty cautious approach. And you mentioned it started out with a lot more rocks in play, and the last couple of ends have been a lot more cautious. Very low risk shots being played. It's almost like those missed opportunities have them a little gun shy on putting the rocks in play.
A little spooked.
As you notice this time of night too, every evening they start bringing in some of the cool air that is out there in the evening as opposed to the daytime, and it starts to cool off in here.
Well,
yeah, it is.
Might as well just get rid of them. Peel.
Well, the forecast is for tomorrow to go below freezing again, and then Thursday and Friday back up above. Small, quick cold front
a little more
passing through.
Hard! Hard! Hard!
Trying to get them both.
And does. And backs up.
Yeah, really. Oh, wait. No.
John Bates, you don't think that either of these teams are looking at their position, their one-loss record, and the way they're playing is reflective of that. They're sitting 1 loss, 2 loss. I mean, they both could afford it, but I'm just wondering if they're looking, going, we're not going to take too many chances here.
I really don't think it is that, Vic. I think it's just the way the game feels to them. They feel like they're just not making the big shot, and they're trying to simplify it a little bit. Now, last end, the simple approach was working very well for Mike Harris, and one rollout took away the opportunity for the extra point.
They got the great roll, and then they got the roll out, which gave it back.
Whoa. Yep.
Well, an end like this certainly allows them to bank some time if it gets more complicated later.
Whoa. Yep. Hard. Hurry. Real hard. Right, still hit. Right up. Normal. Okay.
I guess if I was to say which team I think this favors, it would be the team from Nova Scotia. I think Mike Harris, who likes rocks in play, would prefer a little more junked up, and in particular Nova Scotia holding the hammer and the score just being 2-1 in favor of Ontario. We consider the score tied, and if Nova Scotia could run this a little bit and save their opportunity for a deuce, it's probably favoring them at the moment.
I agree.
Clean.
So is that when you handicap your opposition, that's the game plan? You go in, you look at them and say, this is a team we're going to keep it clean against.
When it seems appropriate, Vic, not the whole game, but certainly picking your spots.
Regular, Yeah, maybe up a bit. Open hit.
Another update for New Brunswick and the Yukon Northwest Territories. And the final stone from Brian Wozni from Whitehorse on its way.
He worked really hard, Vic, to try and get a deuce set up this end. Did get something behind cover, did get something frozen, but Russ Howard made some nice shots as well. So this is a draw against 2 New Brunswick stones that are in the rings. He needs about the edge of the 4-foot.
Second appearance for Brian Wozni. He was at the Brier in '99 with Horace Peach. And he'll hang it on the back edge of the 4 for a single 6-4. Howard leads.
Well, nothing to report here. It's
roll all the way on. I can't play
up and down the ice end.
Now Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland and Labrador. 7-5, the team from
on this one, You throw all the way
PEI leading.
Well, they're right next door to the Ontario-Nova Scotia game, but they've got all kinds of rock. Brad Gushu has the chance here for a double. I think he can score 2 if he can move this red rock far enough, and he does.
Wow.
So that's a game that's tied up now. Another deuce, another double.
Look at that. 14 points.
Clean it.
And they played just 6.
With Brad Gushu, it really is nothing is safe. And I guess if you say it's Newfoundland and Labrador, NL, the abbreviation, nothing left. When he's finished, he gets rid of those opponent stones very nicely.
That's just me.
Well, we've seen some spectacular shot making in that game. We're not following the game, so we don't know how those situations are setting up. But Obviously, with 2 4-enders, there must have been a few misses someplace.
Well, they're leaving a lot of rocks around and trying to make the freezes, and if you don't get those freezes set up properly, as PEI didn't right there, that left the double.
You want to switch that 8 rock up?
Blank.
What's that? You want to switch up that 8 rock?
It's a 7 rock that I find slow, but...
No, they keep oversweeping 8 on you.
Oh, I know. They rub their good.
It's going to be the biggest curling event ever held anywhere in the world. The 2005 Brier in Edmonton. In celebration of Alberta's centennial year, we invite curling fans from coast to coast, and especially those whose family roots are deep in Alberta, to be there for the draw of the century. The 2005 Brier in Edmonton, the largest 9-day gathering of sports fans that you might ever see. Reserve your place in history now.
The world's largest hotel chain is almost anywhere you want to go. The world's largest hotel chain tucks you in around the globe. With over 4,000 hotels in over 80 countries, the world's largest hotel chain is Best Western, inviting you to get a good night's sleep. Best Western, the world's largest hotel chain. Call 1-800-WESTERN or visit bestwestern.com.
Are you one of the millions of Canadians who, like me, has no group health insurance?
You may be surprised to learn that your government health insurance only covers basic health care needs.
Leaving you to pay for prescriptions, dental care, eyeglasses, semi-private hospital accommodation, and many other costly health care expenses.
Expenses that could cost you thousands of dollars a year.
Fortunately, there's FlexCare from Maritime Life. FlexCare provides you or you and your family with comprehensive coverage for healthcare expenses not covered by your provincial health plan, like prescription drugs, dental care, glasses, home care, medical supplies, and much, much more. So you never have to worry about unexpected healthcare costs again.
And there's no medical questionnaire required for many FlexCare plans.
And it only costs dollars a day.
Call now for your free, no-obligation information package and find out how to get the protection you need for only dollars a day with FlexCare from Maritime Life.
Tomorrow, the NHL is on TSN. Marion Gaborik and the Minnesota Wild travel to the West Coast to face Marcus Naslund and the Vancouver Canucks. NHL hockey, TSN tomorrow.
Who's your daddy? Oh, yeah.
Nice clubs, Dutch.
I could play Augusta with these babies.
The green jacket is going north of the border. Mike Weir has won the Masters.
The 2004 Masters, April 8th and 9th on TSN.
The NHL on TSN returns tomorrow night, 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific. What a busy day it was. NHL trade deadline day. Vancouver Canucks picking up a couple of players in Rushinsky and Sanderson, but Todd Bertuzzi, that story overshadowing everything. He'll have his hearing tomorrow at the NHL office in Toronto. Many expecting at least a suspension through the regular season, maybe for the rest of the season, including playoffs. As we go to the 7th, the blank means Nova Scotia has the hammer. 2-1 Ontario leader.
And they're going to play another open end here.
Clean. Yep. Clean.
A little surprise with that. The first stone from Ontario brought into the rings.
Mark is asking for the corner guard.
This is what we call the trying for it instead of the going for it deuce. You exchange hits on the first 3 lead rocks. And And then
Halfway
put up the
tight.
corner. If you put up the corner on your
Good.
first lead,
Good,
rock
good,
the team
good.
with the
Spot.
hammer. That means the other team can guard their stone in the rings, and quite often you feel like
Get
they're
it.
just scrambling to get
Wow.
at that stone that's protected. Because it's the trying for it, not the going for it, Mike Harris can remove that guard if he wants to.
Normal.
There's the shot we talked about.
Maybe not. That's where I can run straight.
The inside out.
It's going to come up that much?
Think it'll be straighter?
I think it is.
That should be okay with normal. You just peel it. It's okay.
That's true. I mean, if you just peel it, you peel it.
You got a little chance with your brushes coming at it this way too. If it does start to curl a little more, you can hold it.
Phil Lovenmark. Oh,
Works
just
with that.
enough.
Oh, boy.
Halfway. Halfway. Easy. 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 Oh, right off.
He's okay.
Gotta get him longer.
Oh, I thought you wanted them tight.
Halfway, I said.
Okay.
Here, less weight. That was a little off, big. Just normal.
Wants them longer. Why? The guards.
Well, with this one, they could hit and roll pretty tight to the rings, Vic. If you happen to get a roll from your opponent, if you leave yours halfway, the roll rock is also further out. You get by it easier.
Go. Okay, that's fine.
It's a little tougher to come around those very tight guards when you get a mistake like that.
Little chance for Mark now, and it's out covering the edge of the 4 and the 8 foot, so there should be lots of room to get through this, get around this rock. Sinking in behind that guard.
Little tight. Harder, Lee.
Rob Harris as we play second stones.
Hard.
Here in the 7th.
Hard. Hard. Whoa.
Gibson.
Room.
Lonis.
Whoa.
Backing off on the rush.
Yep. 8 foot. Room. Whoa. Right off. I got it. Whoa. Shot.
T-line edge of the 4. Did you notice the time? Now, it's not exactly stopwatch time, but that was closer to 15 seconds than 14.
Yeah, it was gliding a lot differently in that one spot, Vic, and part of it was, you heard the comment from the skip, brush it early to hold the line. So what they did is they held it out into a different path, and it continued to glide quite nicely as it came into the house.
Straight run back. Put the brush where you want to hit it. We'll run straight down there with any kind of weight and run straight down.
John Base. Wall, Lovenmark. Run it back. Got it. They do.
Like to get a little roll if you can.
Yep. Whoa.
Bruce Lonis. Little roll. How's that?
That's a great shot.
2 days of round-robin play remain Wednesday and Thursday. And draw 12 comes your way, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific. Kathy Gauthier, John Wells, another good one this should be. Mike Harris and Brad Gushu. Ontario against Newfoundland and Labrador, Wednesday morning, draw 12.
Whoa, shoot out of there.
Either got that inside, Linda, or it moved a little bit. I think probably maybe a bit inside. Trying to hear what John says.
You like out?
Just going to hit it, try and keep the stones separated. So one nice hit and roll has set up the possibility of a good score.
Whoa! Yeah! Hard. Real hard, guys. Whoa! Yeah! Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa! Yep, 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 hard, yep, hard! Roll a bit. Good. Good. What? Shot.
Setting up, possibly, for Nova Scotia to get a couple here.
Yep. Everybody knows it. We'll be here, and then the next one will be here.
We'll have a better chance.
Normally. All right, try to make a roll.
Yep.
For the 4-foot.
Heard the conversation. He's going to hit this and try to roll over here.
Try to roll.
Behind
a couple of
the
nose
stone.
hits, the double angle's better too.
If they do hit on the nose, it will move it forward, so then all of a sudden the double with your next one is a possibility when they remove it.
Yep. 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 Whoa. Whoa.
Mike Harrison, his first.
Whoa. Hard, hard.
Looking for the roll, and it'll stop just shy of the center line.
Mike must really like his. I really think the roll is easier with the other turn. Once again, we've talked about that. So.
Well, it's funny because you mentioned that, and I looked, and as far as the number of shots go, he has preferred the out turn, but as far as execution go, his in-turn hit is actually a little bit better at 90%.
And the other thing about that particular time is he played the in-turn down there with Phil's shot, so he knew exactly the ice, and with the in-turn, it doesn't run quite as straight as that out turn does, so you can work it a bit with your brushes.
Mark Dacey.
Yep, hard! Hard! Right up! Wayne.
Roll under.
Once again, an attempt to roll underneath the yellow stone.
You know, looking around the other games here, Linda and Ray, it's that time of the week, and in between ends, there's a lot of leaning on the brushes. There are a lot of players who are sitting. It's take a deep breath time.
No.
It's an exhausting week. Physically, it's exhausting with all the brushing and throwing, but mentally too, Vic. You're right, this time of the week, you do need to try and relax whenever possible, and that's what the players are doing.
So it's a hit for 2 for Nova Scotia here in the 7th to take the lead.
Be the first deuce in our game.
It is, yeah.
Same weight. One more. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Clean. Yep. Clean all the way.
Oh, boy.
Shot. 2.
And that'll do it. Nova Scotia picks up a couple. They'll take the lead. Ontario and Harris will get the hammer back.
What do you get for the service charges your bank makes you pay? Do they make your savings grow? Most banks pay almost no interest. Do they make your banking easier? No. Most banks make you pay even when you're doing the work. Is that fair? Perhaps you should become a customer of ING Direct. You'll never pay a service charge, but your savings will grow, earning high interest. Get real value. Call 1-800-ING-DIRECT. Save your money.
It's been restyled inside and out. But don't let the new look fool you. The 2005 Ford Escape can get you out of the city. Can you get the city out of you? The new 2005 Ford Escape, Canada's #1 selling compact SUV, just got better.
Up here, just about everything seems larger than life. The prairie, the sky, even our animals. And when someone comes by our True Value with a problem, large or small, they know they've come to the right place.
True Value, official hardware supplier to Championship Curling.
In my world, I can go anywhere. All flights leave in the afternoon. All hotels are on the beach. All rental cars are SUVs, no convertibles. In my world, I am
a goddess.
Planning a trip with Expedia.ca is the difference between getting a trip and getting your trip. Expedia.ca. Flights, hotels, car rentals, packages. Now we're getting somewhere.
World-renowned pilot guide Ian Wright brings his stories of travel, adventure, and mischief to a live audience in 2004. This dynamic and hilarious personality gives us a peek from behind the scenes of Pilot Guide episodes and the tales of travel we never hear. Ian Wright Live, Sunday on OLN.
Bell Expressview, Canada's leading direct-to-home satellite company. TSN, Canada's sports leader. The people who brought you Canada's most popular sports website, tsn.ca, now take you to the next level. Get all the latest scores, standings, and news from around the sports world right on your TV. TSN Extra, interactive sports television. Access channel 275 on Bell Expressview.
It's been a while since we've updated a game, so let's check in on New Brunswick against the Yukon Northwest Territories. Final stone for Russ Howard.
Well, Russ has got a draw against two here. A nice shot by the Brian Wozniak. Forces the New Brunswick skip to draw against a couple.
Howard coming in with a record of 4-2. The team from Whitehorse still looking for their first win. So he'll get the 8-foot for a single. 7-4, New Brunswick leading as they go to the 8th. (7-7), Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, and Labrador as they play in the 7th. Our game's 3-2, Nova Scotia. Ontario has the hammer as they begin play in 8. And Quebec with a steal of 1 in 8. Down by 1, 5-4, Manitoba. Brent Scales from Swan River leading as they play in the 9th.
You really have to feel sorry for the teams that come out of the north. They don't get a chance to play against the competition. And the first time they face some of these really good teams is at the Brier. In that particular end, Brian hit a rock that was on the 12-foot where he had shot rock at the back of the 8-foot. That's the one you saw sitting there. He could have drawn around the guard and semi-covered that one, making Russ make a more difficult draw. He chose to hit that rock that was in the 12-foot, top 12-foot, and he did in exchange stones, but Russ had the whole 8-foot in the side of the whole side of the sheet open and just the 8-foot to draw to. But you could have made it a little more difficult, not that he was going to miss it. But those are just small things that you learn as you play against the top competition. So.
Bad? Let's try. Oops.
Oopsie. All the way through from Ontario lead Trevor Wall. These player comparisons are brought to you by Nokia, the official wireless phone of the season of champions.
Trevor came into the game with great numbers, but it is Andrew Gibson who's had a terrific plus-minus, out-curling the opposing lead many times, who has the plus in this game at 93%.
Right up.
You're right about the north, though. I mean, it's the sheer distance. You don't, for somebody in the Whitehorse area to get to Yellowknife to play. And of course, there are those in Iqaluit now, the third territory, that they would like to be part of that. Extraordinary cost involved to compete.
To get to the competition, Vic, it's impossible. It's so expensive to come out and, you know, you can do it once maybe, or but to try and compete with these teams on a regular basis, which most of the top competitive teams do. You talked when you look at Brad Gushu, who talked about that yesterday. I mean, they spent a lot of time. They went to 9 events, Linda, Brad was telling me. And to get themselves ready to get back here. They won their province, and now they are, and now they're a contender. Struggling a bit tonight, mind you, but...
Shot.
Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland and Labrador in a 7-7 tie.
Well, I'm a little surprised at the way Brad Gushu is approaching this. He's leaving a lot of rocks in play. He just played a tap and left a double here. It's a difficult shot for Mike Goody, but he's got it, and look at that. He scores them both. That's 3.
So for Goody, that's a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. Thank you, boys. All in. He has all in the...
Yep. Shot.
He's up now 10-7.
I'm just really surprised at this style of play, Vic. It's an interesting game and a well-played game, lots of interesting shots, but I didn't think that's the way that Brad Gushu would approach it. As we look at the numbers for the seconds and see that it's an interesting battle at the second position, with the edge going to Phil on the Ontario team.
Well, Mike obviously has to score some points, so he's been leaving some rocks around. He got the one wide open miss by Trevor, so trying to tap these back a bit, keep them in play. 1, 2. Pushes it out. Bad.
Bruce Lonis.
Whoa! Whoa! Yep! Whoa! Whoa! Right off.
That? Yeah. You go around the whole thing? Okay.
I mentioned to start the game that the style of play for these two thirds had been very different as far as the types of shots. Not so tonight, but the trend of Bruce Lonis playing very well against the opposing third is continuing. Huge edge for Bruce over John Basin, Ontario. Great numbers at 86% any day.
Wait only. Wait only. Park. 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 Only. Park. Only. Whoa, room. Room.
Wall and Lovenmark on the scrub. They get it by that stone top edge of the 12.
Shot, Johnny.
They want it back.
Oh, boy.
And they'll take it back, edge of the 4.
The reason to bring it back is to try and make any run-back attempts using the Yellowstone top 12, a longer distance to drive it, and also to make Mark think about playing quieter shots.
Yeah, I know what he's thinking.
The other thing, too, Linda, if it's up a little higher, Mark could come off his own and take it out off the Yellowstone sitting in the rings.
What do you think? What do you think way here? Is it the same?
Speed's good, yeah. I threw mine here and speed was fine.
Yeah, for line.
70.
Hard for line. Hard!
Just deep, right? Just deep.
Weight's good. Whoa.
Back 4.
Little up.
Got to get it through the hole now.
Whoa.
Come out of it.
Right off. Whoa. Whoa.
Find the hole.
Whoa.
First.
Freeze it.
That's done. Take it back. All the way.
Hard.
Put it on the face. Right there.
Shot. Shot, bro.
Yep. Just really making sure I stayed that side, so he couldn't play off the other way.
Yeah.
Even if he makes a good one now, we can play off our own and smash them both out of there.
Pair more?
Should be there.
John got this out a little bit.
Getting better.
Still all there.
We're bumping it.
We're on the outside one still.
Tons.
Back
Back
the
8.
outside.
Break. Yep, break. Yep.
Whoa.
Oh, it just did. Last moment, and then the little roll.
Pretty good.
And we'll sit shot.
Another way to do it.
That is another way of doing it, and it worked out pretty well. It's a rock that's going to be very difficult to get to remove.
I mentioned the two skips had struggled, in particular Mike with draws.
Right.
Now they haven't thrown a lot of them
I'm not
tonight,
sure I
but
wanna
they've
try to get it
been
out.
perfect on those draws, and great numbers for both skips. The game's been a little open in the last couple of ends, which means that often the numbers seem a little higher.
Yeah, I know. What about this?
That's an interesting comment from Dacey. I'm not sure I want to get this one out of there. Maybe we'll play to hold them. Is that his thought?
Yeah, well, obviously, if he makes a mistake trying to get it out, then he'll set it up better for Mike to put the second shot rock in there. And so maybe the right thing to do is to freeze to the face of that.
But as far as strategy goes, Vic, you're right. If you could force in the 8th end and possibly blank 9, then you've got a tie game coming home with hammer, and that's what Mark Dacey would love.
No tap.
No, I mean, if you could freeze to the nose.
Just I'd rather get to the inside. Just to move that in a position where it can be passed through a little easier, if necessary. I mean, even if I got extra weight, if I got tap weight, maybe the tap's the call. I just don't want to. I don't want to loosen up the 6. The 6 is good.
I don't mind a tap if we tap it into this.
Yeah.
I'd like to keep the 6 and the 5 where they are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The 6 is good.
Yeah.
Let's play the freeze tap. Yep. Sweep for the tap if the line's good.
The line's good. Yep.
This is the 6.
Hanging a bit on this
is the 6 rock right there. That's the one they're talking about. So they're just going to come down and try and tap it. They want to get to the inside and tap it this way, just a little.
Well, that's sitting on his back one there, so it's not that bad.
Kind of like the freeze tap. Like get to the nose or a little to the inside of it.
Yeah.
And just either freeze the inside or tap it back, foot. Just, get to the nose or across it. Yeah, it's sliding okay.
Skip stones to come here in the 8th, but it's 3-2 Nova Scotia. Mark Dacey from Mayflower and Halifax.
Whoa,
60.
Back 8? Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Wow. Back 8. Whoa.
Little freeze tap.
Whoa.
Off line.
Off.
Got to curl a line.
Has to find that same hole.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
There it is, little freeze tap. Move it back, and it's not enough. Ontario's still shot stone.
But you heard Mark say earlier that it's not a bad thing if we could just sit on the face.
Okay.
Nope. Boom, 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 that kills us. That's going nowhere, that goes nowhere, that goes, but who cares? Well. Good shot would be to nudge this right under here. Maybe shoot over there.
Pretty tough to get through there, though. Huh? Pretty tough to get through there, though. But if we could ever just tick it and stick it right on them.
What's that do for us?
Well, then it's not going out anywhere, right? It's going to be frozen. I'll just go right onto there.
Isn't it a lot easier to take that away by sticking it between these two yellows? Yeah, maybe not. You can make that pretty good, don't you? You leave the red exposed.
Well, just when I get between the two.
Well, it's a dilemma if you're trying to get another rock in position. And also try and get this stone here. Someplace where it's your lying shot now.
I hate to ever glance ours or something. Anyway.
Come on, call it timeout.
Oh, we got 20 minutes. We got tons of time.
Well, I don't think you touch it. I mean, it's a very word.
Let's update the game between New Brunswick and the Yukon Northwest Territories. And the final stone from Whitehorse, Brian Wozniak.
He's facing a couple of New Brunswick stones, so it is a hit against two. Doesn't get anything set up this end, and Russ is doing a good job on keeping him more open now that he has the 3-point lead, and it is a single for the Territories.
Pretty tough to get through there.
If you ever mirror this one though, and point
Even that's not bad, though.
that would be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would actually be okay. I'm a little afraid trying to do this. We might not like how this ends up in here, though. Because if it doesn't end up locked right on it with this, he's just going to scream it in there.
Mike kind of wanted to touch the red back onto the face of the Yellowstone that's right behind the button. And just kind of roll over, but you just heard John's comment.
Guard it. I think I still like this. We got to go. I don't know where we're going to freeze on. High side, way high, eh?
Team Without the Hammer's done a great job when you make someone like Mike Harris take this long to try and find a way to get another rock just in a position to be able to score two.
I don't know if that's good, because then he just bangs this on here, a little drift, and that's going. At this point, I'm happy with our one if we can. I don't know if our goal here is.
The other thing they talked about a little bit is freezing on the face of the yellow one.
If we move the reds, well, I'm thinking, like, you just try to just tick it and get your shooter over to here, and that'll stay frozen on there.
Yeah, but what if it doesn't stay frozen? That's my worry.
It should.
Should? Why wouldn't it?
If you touch anything, it's going right on it. Even if you touch a sliver, you can't cut it across.
Mike's still talking
but
about coming down and just ticking it.
On here, and he just drills it. Yeah, but if we nudge this yellow back, you know, like then they're seeing this one over here will count.
And our shooters are going to be right here, you know, like that's what we need. We should just pay for this with hack and have the shooter come spin and stay in the 8-foot, right?
Okay. And then we're trying to score this in the shoot and your next shooter.
Okay.
Okay.
There was, I know we said we ever tick this and go on to the next line too.
That might be the best thing.
That's probably the best option, but I don't think I can make it.
All right, where was the ice? Here?
Well, it might even chalk out here a bit. Less. Okay. Yeah, the draws aren't doing much. Yeah.
So Mark Dacey's really got Mike Harris thinking through this process of trying to get a rock in a position. And remember, Mark still's got a chance to use one of his stones to complicate it further.
Yep. Hard! 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 Hard!
It's okay. Yep. Okay. Same weight, eh? A long time coming, didn't it? We were right here. Where we were.
Same shot they just played.
Goodness, he's not throwing any weight at this.
Same idea, same thing. Same kind of weight, just freeze tap.
Yeah.
Freeze tap, you know, just cross it a hair.
Mark Dacey in his last here in 8.
A little tight. Let's swing. Yeah!
62.
Whoa! Wow.
It's good. Back 4.
Yeah!
Just back 4.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Line looks pretty good.
Whoa! Whoa!
Just back 4.
Whoa!
Let it curl.
You got to tap.
Get ready, yeah!
You got to tap.
Yes! Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Little rub and roll in to sit shot.
No.
That's not what he wanted. He wanted to either push it all the way out of the button area to be sitting 2, or
You got to just
have the shooter stay in a better spot.
feel it over there for one.
I don't see how Mike's
No
going
way
to
to
score.
get to it, I don't think.
I don't see
No
how
way to
Mike's
get
gonna
to it, I don't think, is
I
there?
don't think
No.
so.
Would have been tough to get in there for even 1
Nope.
if the
Just be happy with
stone
a
hadn't
one.
rolled over a little bit.
Exactly. Just got to pick it out of there.
Feel weight. Yep, throw a good one,
Just
Mike.
firm,
Just
just
kill it, eh? Huh?
Pick it for a single.
That back yellow's not going to kick us out, eh, now? Whoa, actually, I never thought of that. All right. Just pick it out.
Yeah.
Get one. Yeah. I should just kick it straight on here, and I hope this will squirt. Last.
Pick it out for a single to tie in 8. Mike Harris.
Yep. Clean it. Clean it. Whoa, whoa. Clean it. Yep, yep, yep. Hard. Clean, clean, clean.
Just pick it, and they'll do it. Nice shot.
One red.
1 red it is. Ontario will get the single here in 8.
Bye, guys. Hey, Grandma, Mom's gone.
McCain Deep and Delicious Cakes. So chocolatey and moist, with a resealable dome that keeps it fresh tasting, slice after slice.
Hi, I'm back. I just forgot my keys. Nice lunch, guys.
McCain Deep and Delicious Cakes, the treat that's simply irresistible.
Ever notice the way guys love to use their Karcher? Is it because of Karcher's German engineering, incredible features, exceptional styling? It's because Karcher really cleans. Karcher invented the first household pressure washer and sells more of them worldwide than anybody else. Karcher is also the world leader in commercial and industrial cleaning equipment. Everyone loves their Karcher. Can you blame them? Trust Karcher. You'll look for things to clean.
The new phones from Nokia, the world's #1 maker of wireless phones. They put a new spin on everything you do. Nokia, connecting people.
Here's a great new gift idea for all hockey fans. The NHL Hockey Hero CD. It sounds like a Stanley Cup radio broadcast, except the star player's anyone you choose. Holy Mackinac, the Leafs win the Stanley Cup as rookie sensation Robbie Tevlin has just scored one of the greatest goals in NHL history. You get your personalized NHL Hockey Hero CD and mini poster with greeting card, all for $29.95. Hear more and order yours today at NHLHockeyHero.com.
It can affect more than your back. New Robax Platinum, a special combination of 2 active ingredients. One to relieve back pain, the other to relax tense back muscles. New Robax Platinum, helping you walk away from back pain.
I have brown hair. I'll be in a black dress. How will I know you?
I'm 5'11" with graying, no, salt and pepper. With brown hair.
Just for Men hair color rejuvenates hair. It's vitamin enriched. In 5 easy minutes, gray is shampooed away. It brings back a confident, natural look.
You look exactly like I imagined.
So, where do we go from here?
Your PC or mine?
Just for Men, the Rejuvenator.
Getting late in this 11th draw, so let's update you. Manitoba has the hammer, up by 1 on Quebec as they come home in the 10th. That's our featured game. We're all tied 3-3 going to 9. Nova Scotia will have the hammer. Look at this. They've just traded exact points. It's 10-10, Prince Edward Island and Newfoundland and Labrador as they play in 9. Mike Goody has the hammer there from Summerside. And New Brunswick with a 7-5 lead over the team from Whitehorse as they also play in 9. Now, checking the record book since 1980 when playoffs were instituted. Final stone, though, on its way from Rotauer as he looks to draw for 2.
It was a flash by Brian Rosny. After playing a pretty good game, really playing pretty tough against Russ Howard, he missed the hit on the back one, so it's a draw for 2, Vic.
And he'll have it to take a 9-5 lead as he looks to improve to 5-2. But the record for combined points since 1980 and the introduction of the playoff system is 21.
We've already had 20 scored in the game at the
Yeah. So the last time was back in 2000 in Calgary when the Territories beat Manitoba. And it was 2002, pardon me. Jonathan Solberg was a winner over Mark Lukowich. 11-10, so we're likely to see a record score.
Yep, good freeze.
Well, in that 8th end, Mark Nichols made 2 absolutely great come-arounds to set up that 3 that Brad Gushu scored. And they're right back at it again in our game.
I think it's close. Line's good.
Mike really had no way to find the second point, and the way the Rocks were sitting up, any attempt at anything, I don't think there was anything there even.
No, there wasn't. It would look for a moment like a single would be very tough, but his single was relatively easy on a pick and nicely thrown.
Attaboy. Shot, Phil.
It's clear what Mark Dacey wants to do this end. He wants to keep it as simple as possible. No front stones, and at some point, he'd love to be able to blank.
Take the hammer through the 10 in a 3-3 tie.
Yep, hard. Yep. Yep. Good. I don't know what to do.
If he couldn't get the blank, would he give Mike Harris 1 to come home with the hammer 1 down?
What do you guys like?
I don't think Mark Dacey would, but there are people that would look at it that way.
We know a lot of people that would.
Great guard.
Sometimes they give away a lot of money when they do it.
Look at me, ice.
Seen that in Skins game play.
Clean it, Johnny. Gotta come a long way. A little bit. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Still there. Still out there, John. Straight ahead of you. 2-3 feet in front of you.
Right up. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Hard. Hard.
Rob Harris
Right up. Good.
will field the guard.
It's a little bit different situation, too, with the Nova Scotia stone being the shot rock, top of the button. Ontario stone's in the 8-foot, so that presents a little bit different scenario for Mike Harris and what he's going to have to do this end.
Well, there's no question he's going to have to make a play on it eventually. Hope to try and get some separation, maybe force the single.
Oh.
It's clean.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
Peel it off.
Gotta go hard. Yeah, hard. Gotta go hard. Hard. Clean. Clean.
Breathe on hard. Okay. Maybe a bump of the hair. Frozen, right?
Playing very quickly
like that?
on sheet D, Quebec and Manitoba, and you can see Quebec is lying one covered. Final stone for Manitoba's Brent Scales.
He's one up coming home with the hammer, and he's trying a double here. He can make the double. He can win this game. Hey.
So it's a 5-4 win. Manitoba and Quebec now 2 and 5.
Can I have more, Mike? No? Okay. Picking. Wait only. Whoa!
Solid.
Popped it a bit.
Weight's close.
Wait's line's brutal.
Yeah, I know.
Still flying. Still flying.
Go to the back, go past it or?
Right in the middle, no. Yep. Hey! Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Jay! It started going in my hand. That? It started picking right in my hand.
Yeah. Heel. Yeah.
Certainly didn't want that. The double's now there. Looking more and more like Mark might get his wish and get the blank end, Linda.
It's shaping up quite nicely with that rock coming in too deep. Bruce is curling really well, so they're calling a tough shot here at double, but he's making a lot of these big shots.
Hard. Real hard. 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 Real hard. 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 Straight up. Never stop. Oh.
Got one, got two. Come on back,
Yeah,
they're saying. One wave and come, the other one wave and go.
Shot, Bruce.
He really has played well in this game.
We would like this stone to stay in the rings.
How good are you?
There's your favorite shot, Victor. It's going forward out of the rings, and it doesn't spin back this
Like a
time.
freeze, or you guys want to hit? Okay. Hit it?
The option, of course, was to try and score the two, but they're really not that unhappy with the way this end has gone.
Go bonsai for the steal, I guess.
Well, you heard Mike's comment. You want to freeze to the face of it and try and force him to just to take one, or hope he only gets the one, or do you want to hit and stick, and then hopefully we can. When Mark gets his blank end, we can go home tied up and go bonsai was the word to use, and try and steal.
Whoa. Okay.
Stick. I'll throw pretty far.
Choice is obviously to give Mark a shot at blanking. You never know. Sometimes you hit and stick.
I think it's the right choice at that point. We do see steals coming home. Chances to get those front rocks in place.
Good luck the rest of the way.
Our second final is on sheet A, and New Brunswick wins it 9-5 as Russ Howard runs Brian Wozni out of stones. New Brunswick, they improve their record to 5-2. And the team from Whitehorse still looking for their first win, 0-7.
Hard! All right, right up. I'll like to it. Right out. Sorry.
Going out to there? Yep. That would be lovely.
This is precision as far as trying to position a draw to make it difficult for your
Even if we
opponent.
just give him a good enough that he has to throw the in. Nice.
Oh, yeah, make him roll all the way across the sheet, even if we're here, right?
Go. Let's go.
Front end saying, let's go. They're looking at the clock, but they've still got 2 one-minute timeouts, and they're still at 8:20.
We're going to try and steal. We need a lot of as much time as we
Can
can.
take less than that, you think?
If they can get that there, then it would make Mark hit it, and to get the blank, he'd have to roll
I think I need less.
all across
I'll
the
take
sheet.
a little less then. It's gonna.
No.
Now let's
I
think
thought outside
too
was
what you've
sometime
talked
I
about
know.
the frost.
Well, you know,
Can
even
the
if we get
stone
it, just
get
a
there?
corner under. Take a little less.
Well, Victor, we're going to find out. I don't know.
I think
Definitely on the sheet next to us, sheet B, with all those rocks in play, they are drawing to the edges. We haven't really seen it on our sheet of ice yet. What he wants to do is make Mark throw that inside-out turn, so anywhere over close to that rock that's near the boards would be good.
Line's good. Let it work. Let it work. Tons of room. Whoa. Whoa. There it goes. Close. Whoa, 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 whoa. 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 Hard up. Look at that. Great job, Mike.
He did the best he could almost.
That's a great shot.
Is there an out turn at it?
Out turn? I'm just scared to get over here that out turn just may come back into that yellow. That's all.
Float on him.
I'd rather see an intern.
Funny, huh? There's the tendency again to go with the out turn as compared to Bruce Lonis has convinced him now to go with the in.
Well, he's going to throw it hard, that's for sure, because he has to roll right across the rings to get out. I didn't have any trouble with my telestrator, but it's a little more difficult down there. But he's going to throw it so hard if he gets any piece of it, it's going to be gone.
Peel.
Is that the frost we're seeing between the pebble?
Looks like it to me, Vic.
Final stone, Mark Dacey here in 9, looking for the blank to take the hammer. To the 10.
Your way, Rob. Hard.
Now, all the way, all the way, all the way. Bruce Lonis, all the way. And there it goes. Nova Scotia will try to win it with the last rock in 10.
My temperature is right. The oven is preheated. Our time is now.
A Clarica advisor can make sense of almost anything.
It's baby-making time.
Even family planning.
Thank you.
Clarica, health insurance, life insurance, and investments.
Hurry! 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 Come on! Hurry hard! Hurry, hurry, hurry! Hurry!
That restaurant I'm taking you to, whoa, fancy.
Oh, yeah?
But I always say, if it don't fit between two pieces of bread, it ain't fit to eat. And I'm not just a driver, eh? I delivered a baby 2 days ago right where you're sitting. So you're probably meeting some fancy lawyer boyfriend who sniffs a cork before he sends back his beer for having the wrong kind of bubbles? Hey, get a load of this guy. Wouldn't be caught dead in that. Wait, I missed a turnoff. But I can circle around, don't worry. I know the city like the back of the car in front of me.
One Advil. For today's tough pain, one is often enough. Also in extra strength.
Good talking to you.
Remember what your wife told you. Yeah, that one.
Softness you'll notice.
What do you get for the service charges your bank makes you pay? Do they make your savings grow? Most banks pay almost no interest. Do they make your banking easier? No. Most banks make you pay even when you're doing the work. Is that fair? Perhaps you should become a customer of ING Direct. You'll never pay a service charge, but your savings will grow, earning high interest. Get real value. Call 1-800-ING Direct. Save your money.
Ottawa used to contribute 50% of the cost of health care. So how much do you think it contributes now? That's right, 16%. For what Canadians say is their #1 priority. Isn't it time the federal government started paying its fair share for health care?
The 2004 Nokia Brier on TSN is brought to you by Ford, built for life in Canada. By Karcher, you'll look for things to clean. And by Nokia, official wireless phone of the Season of Champions.
Welcome back to Sask Place, Draw 11 on a Tuesday night. While we have a moment, we want to just check in on this wild game between Prince Edward Island and Newfoundland Labrador, tied 10-10. Final stone is on its way in 9 for Mike Goody from Summerside.
This is really an interesting end.
Draw, no line.
Mike Goody is hitting the second shot rock to give up the single.
This is right.
He's just drawing, actually, trying to get by his front line.
Gotta get it by, gotta get it by.
I can't believe he drew there, though, Linda. He could hit the wide open one.
And that is 4.
Hit the wide open one, give up the single, come home, one down, coming home.
And it's over.
With the hammer.
As dramatic as the game has been, that's the way it will end. Newfoundland and Labrador will steal 4. 14-10, the final. That is a record for combined score in the Brier. Since 1980, of course, in the institution of the playoff system. So Newfoundland and Labrador 6-1.
I just think Mike didn't think that over clearly enough. I mean, that was a very tough draw to start with. And if you get the one, you're only one up without last rock. I mean, you play a quiet hit on the back open one, give up the single, and go home one down with the hammer.
I think he was actually trying to draw for second shot. That's what it looks like to me. Not shot because it looked like it took off, but that kind of weight, you're at the mercy of the ice. I would have definitely been playing a tap, hack weight even on that one that was wide open.
Okay.
But that game, we could have probably gone through every end and kind of questioned the strategy. I was very surprised.
I think so.
Roxon playing our sheet.
Clean it.
Nova Scotia with the hammer will at some point very soon try to clean up that front.
Line's dead. Room. T-line. Let it work.
You may have been right. He may have been trying to draw it for the second shot. It's just that it's a little dangerous, as you say, with ice like that.
Whoa, let it die. Whoa. Never, 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 never. Let it boy.
So, with what we know now, Newfoundland and Labrador's win. They go to 6-1. Alberta Randy Ferbey idle. Nova Scotia have the hammer. In the tie we're watching here, they could go to 6-1. New Brunswick has picked up a win. They're 5-2. BC idle 5-2. Ontario could fall to 4-3 if they lose. And that's why we say, the way it's splitting up here, that 4 losses this year may not get you anything, but still 2 days of round-robin play to go.
Okay.
And so that was a critical loss for Quebec tonight to Manitoba. Saskatchewan idle sitting at 4 losses. You would think have to win out to stay at 4 to keep themselves alive. Again, as I say, waffling in the wind.
Yes, Nick.
2 days of round-robin play, but it's just there's just too much separation. There's 2 games separating.
It's only Tuesday, Vic. It's Tuesday.
And actually, Vic, they still have to play each other in many cases, which means one of them does have to lose.
Whoa, let it work. Lines
We heard Mike Harris say, you know, he gets his blank, we have to go all out to try and steal.
Back 8. Coming down. Still solid.
Hard. Come on, back here. Get that.
Perfect.
Attaboy, good shot. Great.
It is a nice shot.
Good.
Nova Scotia has the hammer. There's the long guard out in front. Nova Scotia line shot, rock on the bow.
Roll away. Tilt right out. I can't. Normal. Just roll to a freeze. Come off it and up's okay. Just regular, not too big.
Rob Harris.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Well, you could sit right in there now, couldn't you?
Try to get right
Line
here.
Right
Don't move
in
anything.
there.
Don't move anything?
I don't think so. Okay. That one's going to be our savior up here, right? Yeah, I hear you.
Just a straight draw?
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm not really too clear on what we're talking about, what the weight is.
It's
we were talking it was quicker than ever.
Yeah, it's
a little rub's fine, but I really don't want to move these very far. What's that, Mike? Just a little rub and roll, freeze and roll.
Yeah, the rods are sitting pretty nice for Ontario right
all
now.
the other games we've played.
Okay.
Yeah.
And short isn't death here, Linda.
Now that is smart side.
Wait only.
Lots of options when you have this many rocks in play.
Close.
It's all there.
Go.
It's all there.
Line's great. Let it work.
It's all there.
Let it work. Oh.
Back 4.
Here she comes. Close.
Back 4.
Whoa. No
Back
line at all. No line at all. No line at all. No line at all. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Attaboy.
Two days of round-robin play remain, and it starts Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific. Kathy Gauthier, John Wells will have Brad Gushue, Newfoundland and Labrador, winning tonight 14-10, now 6-1 to play Mike Harris. Look at this scoreboard. And then that steal of 4 decides it, 14-10 for Newfoundland and Labrador.
Yeah, and our shooter's going to be right there in the way. Yeah, let's do this. Feel that in?
Yeah.
Even a straight peel's not bad.
Throw side, yeah.
Well, he's trying to peel it in, get rid of the rock out in front. And even just peels it, he feels he's in better shape than he would be if that rock was there. It takes one side away from him. So, but he did talk, I think, Linda, about peeling it right into the rocks on the rings.
It's always interesting at this point of the end to think about how the team approached the start of the end. Ontario putting up guards, of course. Nova Scotia elected to draw around. Those are now the stones that are causing them some problems because the red stones are in front of the yellows in the rings.
Okay. That's fine. Not bad.
Good thing it didn't tick it over a little bit towards the center. Have two over there.
Well, Harry. I mean, like... Same story, right? You don't want to do anything. Yeah, just freeze right here. Okay.
Mike Harris's team a little tight on time now under the 3-minute mark, but as Vic has mentioned, they have timeouts.
Well, same thing, yeah.
Nova Scotia with lots of time left.
You bump welded, it's pretty good, eh? That was just back 4?
That was just back 4. And we didn't really touch it.
You heard the talk. Come down and freeze on it.
That was back 4, Johnny.
If you just bump it slightly onto the face of this one here, but to freeze to the red one is fine as well.
Wait only. Left. Let it work.
Weight's close.
Okay, line's good. Just freeze. Let it work. Way out there. Way out there.
It's all there.
Way out there.
It's all there.
Way out there. Way out there still. Whoa.
Back 4 again.
Whoa. Sit. Fight. Shot.
Sports Center follows immediately. Certainly a very big day in the NHL. And you'll get the complete story coming up.
Yeah. I don't need big weight. I just need you to roll right to there, so you're sit frozen to them.
Yeah.
You want normal or? Yeah.
The shooter of Ontario, the one sitting on the edge of the 4-foot, is the one they will now try and play off of. What they want with this stone is a roll over so that they are owning the center line in front of the two red-yellow that are on the button. So it's off the red, maybe bounce it off the other yellow, but sit in that center line area.
Yeah, they certainly have to take that double tap back.
Bruce Lonis in a 3-3 tie.
Off. Clean. Whoa, off. Clean. Off, off, off. It's got to roll big time. Shot.
Oh.
This is quite a little end we have here.
Shot.
I did.
Timeout has been called by Ontario and Mike Harris. They're first.
Away. Why? Why do you want to throw it away?
Well, what are we going to do?
Well, what's he going to do?
Well, right, they're still shot. That's the only thing, right? So, I mean, we gotta do.
I think you don't
Throw it away. What's he going to play?
Paul, does he have anything off that? Can he sliver that?
I mean, it'd be nice to move it an inch, right? That's the shot. You bump, 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 it's an inch. But even then.
Well, but can you do that? Can you do that and roll your shooter to there? Or there? Just sort of sprinkle it up a little bit so you
I don't want to move it more than
2 inches.
An inch.
Right? 2 inches. An inch does it for you.
Let's play a straight draw. Just tap it. Try to move this. Like I'll try to throw T. You guys sweep for T-line weight and move this 1 inch.
I'll tell you,
Dangerous though.
You better have back 4 though.
You better be short. Well, I don't need short. But even if I'm short though, Phil, like it's better than.
I have no idea why they suggested throwing it away. They're not shot rock at this point. You've certainly got to.
Anyway,
Mike's absolutely right. You've got to tap it an inch.
You sure we want to play this? Well, if we throw it away, what's he going to do? He's going to bash. And then I bump it 2 feet. And I don't think, well, he might guard.
That's the one thing you have to be careful about. If Mark was to blast, it would leave the red stone belonging to Ontario shot, which is what Mike is talking about, but...
Right up to normal here?
No,
if Nova Scotia don't throw the big blasting shot, that yellow stone is still shot rock.
I think moving it an inch is perfect.
I'd rather be light, eh?
Yeah.
I mean,
Linda, how difficult is this when you're talking about the weight to throw, taking into account the number of stones you have to move?
It's not bad, Vic, because they're all in a line. There's no real overlaps. You lose a lot of energy on an overlap situation.
Line solid. Wait only. Wait only.
They're trying to move the shot stone about an inch to leave red. Ontario, the shot.
No! Gotta move. Wait close. No! Back four. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait. Just wait. No. Whoa.
Bump, 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 bump. And that's enough.
Too far. Yeah, he hit it too far. He only wanted to move it.
I can get rid of a lot of that.
Just a little too much.
I pound that absolutely monstrous.
Just wanted to move it back about 1.5 inches. So when the big weight shot...
8 goes over the top, eh?
No, eight might stay here, then he doubles the yellows out with the 8. He doubles the yellows out with the 8.
I think 8 goes across the top.
I wouldn't mind that. Well, it's what I got to do anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do you want to hit it? Little this side?
Yeah. On this side. The only way we're going to get the 1 out is to hit it on that side.
I'm not worried about the 1. It's 8 I'm trying to get there.
I mean, to move the 8, you got to hit it here. Ah, jeez. I mean, the 8's not going very far, Mark. 8's not going anywhere. Might go to here at the most.
It's going to move for sure. Remember how hard Mark can throw it.
Okay.
That's what
Well, then, if this 8 goes to here, that's fine, because even if he hits it, the 6 jams on 6.
Yeah.
As hard as I can, eh?
Well, yeah, but make a good throw.
Oh, I know.
That's a very good point. Sometimes you get so excited about throwing it hard to try and move a lot of granite. You're not accurate, and then it just won't work. So you have to be accurate with this.
Close to the nose, little broom
And I think with the kind of weight Mark can throw accurately, the 8's definitely going to go, maybe not a long way, but it's going over there someplace. Mike just didn't want to move it quite so far. If he just moved it a couple inches so he was shot, then the shot is quite a bit different because the rock is still in behind it.
Mark Dacey at his first. Gibson, Harris on the brush. Rattle them around, and the 8 will go across the top and up. Ontario, however, is still shot stone without the hammer.
That's a nice shot, though, Vic. And he was right. The 8 was definitely, with his kind of weight, the 8 was definitely going to go across the top.
Now, Ontario has called their second timeout. They have 49 seconds left on the clock when time goes in.
That was my reaction. So hard, though. You got to keep it lying, too.
We've got to just feather that. We've got to keep the second shot and get the...
Well, if we would, I think I might like this idea better. Just right here. Yeah. A just shot for 2, right? Right there? Yep. That's the one. Hit and hope. Well, if we're high enough, right? We just got to be right, like right there. We just got to get low on it, which is not the easiest thing.
So we got to get shot, too.
We got to get second shot. Got to be right there.
Okay, so what's plan B if it's coming out?
Just a little bit on this here. Just try to angle a little bit on that one.
Okay.
But be second shot.
I'm red. Yep. Enough? Yep.
You're a little out of practice on those circles because you've got those little stones you use a lot.
But I wanted it to be the actual size.
I was impressed with that selection for that reason.
And time is in. And counting down.
He just has to be at the tee line with the stone, and the clock can go to 0, so he's got lots of time.
Okay. You're 66 on the last one. It was just past 4.
75?
Yeah, 70, 75.
Okay, we need to lie 2, eh?
Yeah.
With 20 seconds left. Final stone for Ontario in this 3-3 tie.
Line looks pretty good. Line's good. Make sure you're there. Gotta go.
We're still seeing very consistent times, around 14 seconds.
Come on. Top button. Perfect.
Lovenmark.
Top button.
Wall.
Yep, gotta go. Just fight the white. Yep, gotta go.
Fight the white.
Fight.
Get it to the white.
That's a hard lock. He had it perfect. He got just there for second shot.
The clock showed us he was just a little bit light, and they can't drag it quite as far at this point of the game. So it's a pick on the open red stone for the win.
Boy, had great line, Linda. That comes and just gets second shot. Mark Dacey's going to have to figure something out. That probably going to have to run that Yellowstone that's in the 12-foot.
Nova Scotia looking to go to 6-1. Mark Dacey, final stone here in 10. Last year's runner-up, trying to remain among the leaders.
No problem.
Mark Dacey, Nova Scotia will do it. They'll win it. 4-3 the final. Nova Scotia goes to 6-1 to join Newfoundland and Labrador, one game behind Randy Ferbey and Alberta sitting at 7-0. Ontario drops now to 4-3. Time now for the TSN Turning Point.
Well, Mike Harris came up a little bit short. If he gets the rock in a little bit of position, Mark doesn't have this pick shot, but when he has them, he makes them. That's a victory.
4-3 the final. A cash donation will be made to the Canadian Coaching Association for Coaches in Amateur Sport on behalf of Carlson Wagon Lee Travel and Royal Caribbean International. So Alberta leads the standings at 7-0. Newfoundland, Labrador, Nova Scotia at 6-1. New Brunswick, British Columbia 5-2, and Ontario drops to 3 losses. And 3 losses will make Saskatchewan very happy. Bruce Cordy sits at 4, and you've got a couple of teams at 5, Manitoba and Quebec, hoping maybe against hope. Coming up, draw 12, as we begin the final 2 draws, or 2 days of round-robin play. Wednesday, 10 a.m., it'll be Mike Harris in Ontario against Newfoundland and Brad Gushu. Stay with us. Sports Center is coming right up. Thanks for joining us. The Nokia Brier on Canada's sports leader, TSN.